Welcome, everyone, to the Gloucester County Educational Network. We are here at Region 8 Wrestling at Egg Harbor High School. My name is Joe Visalli, along with Dan Antonelli. Dan, we've got some local wrestlers to talk about and teams to talk about tonight. We have Kingsway, Gateway, and also Delsey. 3 kids in the finals going into tonight's finals in Region 8.
Yeah, I think we have a really good showing with the Gloucester County teams here tonight. Kids wrestled hard all weekend to get here, and we've got a lot of kids that I think that are favored in their finals matches from Gloucester County, especially those 3 teams.
All right, and of course the big thing that everybody talks about are the brother combinations, and that's what we're going to talk about here in Gloucester County. The first 2, we've got the twins from Gateway, Dante and Antonio Menino. Dante coming in undefeated, 37-0, same spot he was in last year though at 106, hopefully trying to win a region title this year.
Yeah, I think last year's matches gave him a lot more motivation. I know I talked to him a little bit before after his semifinals match. Seems focused and determined to get the job done this weekend.
And of course, Antonio going for his 2nd in a row region championship. He won last year at 113.
Yeah,
now,
Antonio's a little bulldog. I mean, they just keep coming at you, both of them, and it's going to be great matchups for him too in his 113-pound final.
All right, now speaking of a bulldog, I know one guy who you've been very impressed with is one of the Kinner brothers, Quinn Kinner from Kingsway. He's on a mission. He's 2-time region champ, 3rd last year in the state, and you're just really impressed with the way he's wrestling.
Yeah, watching Quinn, this weekend, last night and today, just watching his technique, how he flows, how everything's so tight out there on the mat. He's just been real impressive to watch, and looking forward to watching him in the finals and, in Atlantic City.
All right, so that's just some of the things to look about tonight. We haven't even talked about the Delsey wrestlers, and of course, we have one guy who I know you know very well. Of course, Dan coached Clayton for years. Nazir Moore, the heavyweight, made it all the way to the finals. Yeah,
it's just a great surprise from this year. The kids came out, worked very hard this year, in and out of lineup last year a little bit, really, most of the junior varsity wrestling. The kids tells you what hard work and pays off. So it's going to be a fun finals. Don't forget about those Delsey kids. You got that Bill Janzer at 170, who's another Gloucester County hopeful to win a state title.
And we also have 2 unbeaten kids going on later on. So we got some good wrestling coming up here at Egg Harbor High School. Be back with the first match right after this. All right, welcome back, everybody, to Egg Harbor Township High School. Joe Visalli along with Dan Antonelli. Dan, we're going to get started at weight 152. We have Dylan Taylor, the number 1 seed, coming in at 28-7, and he's going to be going against Vineland's Yusuf Yilmaz, the number 2 seed, at 25-4.
Yeah, these guys both matched up earlier this year. It was a great match. Tiller came out on top with an 8-5 decision. I think it's going to be evenly matched today. I talked to Yusuf a little earlier today after his semifinal match. He seemed ready to go. He said every match is a new match.
One thing about Yusuf, I was talking to you about him earlier this week. He moved up in weights for the districts. He went from 145, where he wrestled all year primarily, and he moved up to 152. And I guess it made sense. He won District 30, and now he's going right now. Right now the crowd is applauding the Egg Harbor Township head coach. He's the Region 8 Coach of the Year.
Mike Triazzi did a great job, had a great team this year. He always does a good job down here in Egg Harbor.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, please put the hands up one more time of Rudy, one of our dear true friends in Coach Triazzi. Thank you.
Looks like Mike's stepping down after this year. I heard rumors through the coaching mill that, he says about that time to step down. It's a lot of time as a head coach in the program. And he's always working here doing a lot of things with this athletic director, Mike Pellegrino.
And as you know, stepping down from the head coaching position is tough. As you can attest to this year, your first year as not the head coach.
It's not easy. Out here we go. Whistles off, kids are going to work.
One thing I've been impressed with Yilmaz this year, and a couple times I've seen him wrestle, is his speed. And as you can see right there, he goes right after him.
Yes, he takes advantage of, he's got a motor. His motor doesn't stop. Took advantage right there of Dylan Taylor trying to take a half shot on him. Snapped the head, kept moving, and his motor keeps going. So that's going to be something I think that Yusuf's going to have to really get after this match. Keep that motor going the whole time to beat a kid like Dylan Taylor.
Dylan Taylor, a 3-time district champ, second last year in the region. 107-44 is his record coming in. Yilmaz, as I said, 25-4, 78-21 on the year, third in districts last year, first this year at 152, and third in Region 8 last year.
Yilmaz led Taylor up right away, back on their feet. You see a lot of wrestling on your feet, especially in the lower weight classes.
Both these wrestlers coming in the top.
Taylor's in on a single. Yilmaz is battling off, trying to stuff the head. Taylor reaches the far leg, trying to work around. He's got his 2. He goes up 3-2. There goes Yilmaz's motor. They're right away. Nice little Granby out the back. Gets a reversal. He takes it back on top, 4-3. That's that motor we keep talking about.
There you see the speed. Just that quick. He was down, but he's able to spin out of it. Both these guys, we saw 48 seconds ago in this first period. It's 4-3.
It's a good start to the finals, Jeff.
Dylan Taylor ranked number 2 in the Matt Pack top 8. Yilmaz ranked number 4 coming in.
This is big here if Yilmaz can ride Taylor out for this period, keep that 1-point advantage. Taylor definitely needs to even the score up because each wrestler is going to get a choice second and third period, and they'll both take down to steal that point.
Yilmaz, the only wrestler from Vineland here in the finals. St. Augustine sending 2 this year in the Region 8 finals.
Yeah, Yilmaz won a district title for Vineland this year. He was the first one to win it since 2013 for Vineland High School. Short little Granby by Dylan Taylor steals that point back, so we're all knotted at 4. Looks like that's where we might end up at the end of the first period. And again, here's Yilmaz again with the motor. Keep coming, outside single. Dylan Taylor steps out. Nice level change by Taylor off the head, but he's on a low level right now. Don't know he's going to have enough time to score. Good work by Yusuf and battling. So we hit second period, all knotted at 4. So Vineland had choice there. They deferred to Taylor, so Taylor will take the bottom position.
So now why would a wrestler defer if because he feels he has a better chance the third period than making the choice?
Yeah, there's a couple different philosophies. I mean, if it's a 0-0 score at that first period, you're going down 95% of the time because you got to get that first point. That comes big in the overtimes with the sudden death ride out. But if we're tied or it's 4-4 score or like these are right now, decided, you know what, I'm going to see what I need in the third period. Sometimes some coaches like the philosophy of scoring points early, trying to build a lead.
If you're watching at home, you don't want to adjust your TV sets. If it feels like the picture's getting brighter as this match is going on, it is. They turned all the lights off here for the introductions. Then with gym lights, it takes them a little while to warm up. So it's keep getting brighter and brighter until they're up to full speed.
So there's Taylor with the escape, and now they're back to work. And you watch these guys, they're very physical, both of them. Banging the head, working inside. Nice. Dylan Taylor, nice again. Quick level change. Coming off of the Yusuf's shot. Just trying to hit a reshot off of it. Now he's trying to work through. Just got to get Yusuf maybe to his butt a little bit. Yusuf's got to keep his hips up. Hips stay up, he'll be in good shape. Taylor's, he's caught the leg. If he can lock there, he's got his 2. There it is. Good work by Dylan Taylor. Yusuf's got to know when to let it go. They'll start back in.
So even though Yusuf was on top with his body, Taylor got the 2 points for the takedown, so he had better control.
Yeah, control the hips. Yusuf's, as soon as, if you notice, the 2 was converted. As soon as Dylan Taylor wrapped the leg, and then Yusuf's hip dropped a little bit more onto the mat. And Yusuf's out. It was a 7-5 match. Yusuf shot from a little far outside there. It wasn't working in, no set there. Don't want to show any frustration too early in the match. It's only 7-5, 30 seconds left. You don't want to take any bad shots.
There you see the shot of the St. Augustine coach. Dylan Taylor got here with a 13-6 win over Seth Summers from Delsey. Yilmaz with a 6-1 win over Cody Wolf from Woodstown.
There's Dylan in again with a straight single there. Yilmaz spun behind him there, but couldn't get him returned to the mat to get the 2.
And you see he turned the ref. He thought he got the 2.
Yeah, but he didn't have control when Taylor was down. Good call there. There's Yilmaz getting in on another single. Motor keeps going. He's trying to finish. Taylor battling off. And he's going to hold on for no change. You can see in the background there's Billy Ward on the right. Coach of St. Augustine's done a great job down there at the prep. His son was an outstanding wrestler at Buna High School.
And we mentioned earlier today watching the consolation, St. Augustine had quite a few wrestlers in the 3rd and 4th place consolation finals, along with Holy Spirit. But they only got 2 here in the finals.
They put a good program on the mat every year, year in and year out. Only 2 here in the finals, but you got a lot of tough wrestlers down here in Region 8 this year.
7-6 the score right now.
So UMS has got to try to pick up the pace here. He's going to have to try to force some things as time starts getting expiring. But don't want to take any chances early. Just keep working inside, banging the head, work on hands. That's the best thing Dylan Terra could do, is try to stay offensive. Nothing there, no change back to the center. You don't want to shut down with the 7-6 lead. You don't want to put any matches in the officials' hands. I want them calling stolen on it. Or if you shut down and you're not offensive, kid takes a good shot, he's going to score.
And that's what I just was going to say, Dan. It looked like just Taylor knows to get out of bounds just in time, because as Yilmaz was going after it. Well, you see a lot of wrestlers do that now. You're up by 1, a minute to go in the period.
Listen, right now he's wrestling in the center of the mat, but you watch him, you keep an eye on him. Every step goes back a little bit, They're near he gets near that line, you know, the 1-point lead. So if he is in trouble, you always know where he can get out.
The official did give the stall warning. 40 seconds to go, 7-6, Taylor up.
Yeah, USA's going to have to start creating now. He's going to have to stay offensive with 33 seconds if he's going to try to work for another stall call, but he's going to have to keep creating. Taylor's going to have to try to stay in the center of that mat. Maybe think of an offensive shot and get on the leg and hang on. There goes Yusuf, trying to turn the corner. He's on a single. If he can get that off the mat, Taylor can be in trouble here. Can't get it up cleanly off the mat. Great work by Taylor in squaring up. Oh, he turns the corner. Taylor's still trying to funk, but we got nothing yet.
Inside 10 seconds to go.
Be a great finish. Great finish. We're going to have 5 seconds. That's it.
And that's the end of the period.
Wow. What a great match for these 2 young men out here wrestling. You know, that position there, Dylan Terra hung on for life, hanging that leg. Yusuf did everything he could to try to get that takedown. Just a great effort on both parts of these gentlemen. What a way to start off a Region 8 finals.
I tell you what, Dan, I think if Yilmaz had another 10 seconds, he may have gotten the last 2.
He may have gotten it, listen, at any point in time, but you watch Dylan Terra, he kept getting those hips up a little bit, kept holding on to that leg, trying to, you know, get in his position so Yusuf can't come out, pop out, and secure the hips.
All right, now we go up to weight 160. Jake Maxwell, the #1 seed, 37-1 from Buna, going against Timber Creek's Blaine Shade, who was 30-2.
Again, I think this is another one of our premier matchups of the night. Maxwell's a state place winner.
NJ.com had this as one of the matchups to look for, the best 25 first final round battles. And it had Shade against Maxwell.
Look at that, and I didn't even read that, and I knew that, Joe.
Last year, Maxwell was 4th in the region. .125-22 is Jake Maxwell's record, the senior from Buna. 1st in the districts in 15 and 16. 2nd in Region 8 in 2015. 6th in the state in 2015. Shade from Timber Creek, 103 and 22. First in the districts.
Both wrestlers here starting to feel each other out on their feet. No one's really opening up as of yet.
These two gentlemen are also number 1 and 2 in the Mat Pack top 8. Maxwell number 1, Shade number 2. So this is a matchup a lot of people expected. And when you're that highly ranked and that close in ability, this is the kind of match you get. 48 seconds to go in the first period. It's still 0-0.
Yeah, again, both wrestlers now, they're working inside, using a little wrist control, hand fighting, getting in some half shots. No one's really committing yet. Oh, there's a good double by Jake Maxwell coming through. Secures the takedown.
Maxwell into the finals with a 3-2 win over Tim Fitzpatrick of Holy Spirit. Shade with an 11-6 win over Mason Maxwell of Delsey in the semis.
Maxwell looks like he's trying to finish here on top. Finish first period up 2. That's big and good tight matches. Got the arm trapped underneath. Cross wrist, keeping the head tight, keeping the hip split in the back. He's going to finish here on top.
Coming down to end of 5 seconds to go. 2-0 is going to be your score. Maxwell up. Now we will have the award presentations after this match for weight 152. They're giving out awards for the top 4 places this year. In the past, it's been the top 3. And we'll get into that, I know, as the match goes on. The state change this year, where the top 4 wrestlers move on to states this year.
Yeah, there's been a big change within the postseason for wrestling individuals with the district realignments, and then some regions changing, teams moving around, and then you got your top 4 now going to the state tournament, which is prized for another round at the states also. So states are starting earlier this Friday down in Atlantic City.
And we also had a wrestle for 5th place this year. In case anybody in the top 4 can't make it, that 5th place finisher can make the states.
Maxwell doing a nice job countering everything right here on top. That Shade's thrown at him. Yeah, you got to wrestle back for that 5th and 6th just in case one of your top 4 guys are unable to compete in the states if they get injured during the week.
Right, in the past, when it was just a 3, the 4th place finisher will automatically slide in there. So this year, they had to add that 5th place finish.
Good initial pressure by Maxwell on top. He's got arm bar. Again, splitting up in the back, staying tough, working. Shade's trying to knee slide up, create some space. Maxwell's into the crab ride. Okay, Jake's really fighting wrists and controlling his wrists hard, and you see his hips are staying tight, especially when he jumped into that crab ride.
Now, Dan, one thing I want to ask you, Ryan Cunningham, our official for this match, at one point leaned over and said something to wrestlers when Maxwell was on top. What would be something he'd be saying to the kids at that point?
Well, one thing that he may have said to Jake was, Jake is, if you see a lot of his riding time, he's been parallel a lot, hasn't uncovered hips a lot on Blaine, and you could maybe just be letting him know, hey, start to uncover hips. If not, he's going to hit him with a stall call.
So even though it looks like you're the aggressive wrestler being on top, you could get hard hit with the stall. Yeah,
you could be working up underneath, keep riding wrists, grabbing bars, but if you don't uncover hips at one point in time, get out to the side and work, the officials are going to call you for stalling. You can see right there, that position there, like right now he's parallel with the hips. He's not uncovering any hips, he's keep digging in. Yeah, he'll be right there for a little bit. You hear parallel yelled out by the crowd.
45 seconds to go in this second period. Still a 2-0 lead by Maxwell, the senior from Buena High School.
And there's that stall call.
You're watching
Cunningham first put up red, and I was a little confused. Yes. But yeah, there's the stall call on Jake. Again, he's got good position, good pressure, and he's digging in. All he's got to do is uncover those hips every now and then and go back and act like, he's working for that fall. Shade's trying to create space. He knows how important it is to get this point this period.
And that's what his coaches were just telling him on the sideline there. Dan is telling him, you got to try and work through your feet. You got to try and get up.
You got 27 seconds. You got to steal this point, because if you're going third period, you know, Maxwell's probably going to take down. He gets out. It's 3-0. Now you're looking at you need a couple takedowns instead of just one to tie a match.
Inside 20 seconds to go. 2-0 Maxwell
Jake's
with
got
the
to
lead.
work up. There it is. Yes. Yep. Jake hung down on those hips, and I was wondering as I was watching Cunningham, he was looking down at him, the official, and he didn't hesitate. He saw him not better his position, counted about 5 in his head, and hit him for the stall.
And as you can see there in the background, the Buena coach is not happy with that call, Dan.
Yeah, I don't think Maxwell likes the call. That's on the right. That's head coach George Maxwell over there. Blaine's up to his, Shade's up to his feet. Again, now this point would be huge.
.5 seconds to go here in the second period. 2-1, Maxwell with the lead over Blaine Shade.
Try to go inside, switch opposite side. Maxwell drop right down to the ankle, controlling. He's got 1.7. He'll finish on top. He's got to be cautious because he's got 2 stall warnings. Every stall warning from here on out, he gets hit again, it's another point.
It seems to me like Shade is almost going to finish it out. He'll be happy to now try and do something on top. At least the last 15, 20 seconds, he really wasn't making much of a move.
We hit the inside switch. You want to steal that point here because, I mean, at this level, it looks like we got injury time here. Shade's grabbing his hamstring. Don't think the crowd likes it. But welcome to Region 8 Wrestling, Joe Visalli.
Well, I tell you what, that was one thing we talked about last week up at Clearview. We did District 30. I was with Paul Toppin. And Dan, if there's any sport where the fans know they're wrestling, it's wrestling. The fans will let you know, and they let the officials know what they think of certain calls or when it should be a takedown.
Yeah, they're a little vocal, Joe. They're a little vocal.
Well, and the thing is, a lot of these people follow wrestling. They may be here, even if it's not watching their own son or out here wrestling, they know the sport and they know good wrestling and they'll come and follow it. That's where a lot of people were a little upset with the new districting and they felt the crowds were down a little bit, didn't have the rivalries that you've had in the past.
So injury time, you get a minute and a half. So it looks like Shea probably used close to 45 seconds a minute. Now, if he does take another injury time during this bout, Maxwell will get choice of where he wants to go on the mat to restart.
Now, Maxwell's up 3-1 as Shea gave him...
Shea cut him, gave him neutral right away. Because at this point in time, Shea knows he needs to turn it up, try to get a takedown, tie it up. And it looks like it could possibly be 2 takedowns to win it. You know, 1 in regulation, and then try to ride him out, and then try to get a takedown in 0-2.
Now, we haven't seen much of that so far in this wrestling, but I know yesterday you saw a lot in some of the quarterfinal matches where guys, they feel better. They'll give you the 1 to try and get the 2 and possibly back points, and they'll let you up and then take another shot. Some guys feel confident in that, right?
A lot of wrestlers are wrestling 2 for 1. A lot of wrestlers are, you know, where you can be offensive more is on your feet. But don't get me wrong, there's some kids that are on top that can really turn any kids, you know, kids that are good with leg rides, with bar series, some of those kids that can really ride. That gives you another dimension out there on the mat and makes you more dangerous.
All right, Dan, we're down to 1 minute, 10 seconds. At this point, Shade is still down 3-1. He's got to start becoming aggressive, right?
Yeah, especially with Maxwell with the 2 stall calls. I mean, I'm actually surprised. I mean, he cut him right away. You get on Jake a little bit, you know, put it in the back of the official's mind, you keep pushing, get another stall call, it's a 3-2 match. You get a takedown, you win 4-3. But he cut him and hasn't been really aggressive or attacking on his feet. Now, part of that too is because Maxwell does a great job hand fighting inside. Let's not take anything away from Jake. He's staying in good tight position, working ahead, and he's staying on hands.
42 seconds to go, 3-1, Maxwell's still up.
Looks like we're getting ready for a late flurry from Shade.
Well, there you see, Dan, he's trying to take that shot, but Maxwell's keeping him at bay.
Listen, he's got great length. Look at him, his body, great length. Wrestle with great length, and it's hard to get through their hands when you're on your feet. If you can't get through somebody's hands, it's going to be hard to score on them.
All right, we're inside 20 seconds to go.
Yeah, Shade's almost at where he's just got to go after someone. And you can see Maxwell, he's going near those lines.
Right.
He knows where he needs to wrestle. You don't want to wrestle on the center of the mat up 2 with 10 seconds. And if he gets it for stalling one more time, and I'll put him at 3-2. And here's the other stall call. 3-2, 2.9 seconds.
So Shade's just got to make that one last shot. 3 seconds, under 3 seconds to go. And he's not going to get it. So there you go, Jake Maxwell with a 3-2-1, your Region 8 champ.
Hey, another great effort at 160 by both these wrestlers. Jake Maxwell with a good double leg in that first period, and that's a difference in the match. You get that takedown in your first period of the match, that can be a difference in matches. Get a takedown and win it.
And he did just enough to hold him off. He knew in those last 30 seconds what he had to do. All right, we're going to go over to the podium right now. We have an award presentation at 152. 4th place is Seth Summers from Delsey. In 2nd place is Yusuf Yilmaz from Vineland. And your Region 8 champ at 152, Dylan Taylor from St. Augustine. Cody Wolf, your 4th place finisher there from Woodstown High School. So I'm so used to the top 3, you forget you got to put that 4th one in there now.
Got to put that 4th one in.
All right, we're going to weight 170 now. And this is someone you've been looking forward to, Dan. This is Bill Zanzer, 38-2, the number 1 seed from Delsey High School, going against Lower Cape May's Mike Euro at 31-3.
Yeah, Billy's a local boy, Delsey product. Was unable to wrestle postseason his freshman year. Got hurt last year. Made a splash on the scene, finishing 3rd in the state of New Jersey. He was a Region 8 champ last year, correct?
Region 8
District
champ. District champ in 2016 as well. 3rd in the states in 2016.
He's off to a quick start already, up 2-1. Quick takedown. Elects to cut.
Junior from Delsey High School, who's also the captain of their South Jersey Group 3 champion team. Mike Euro from Lower Cape May, 79-44, district champ. He's a senior. Janser comes in 97-7 for his career.
See Janser's on the attack the whole time through this match. Runs right through him. This might be over quick, Joe.
Referee Pete Brandt down looking. And
there it is. There's a fall for Billy Janser.
53 seconds.
Talked to a couple of kids prior to. I didn't really have much time to talk about Billy, but I was able to touch base with Billy earlier. Believe it or not, he likes to play basketball with his friends in his free time.
Well, I don't think you should give up wrestling.
Yeah, I don't think so either. He enjoys pizza as his favorite meal, and he just wants to thank his coaches and parents for all their support throughout the years.
Well, you said that was one of the matches you were looking forward to, and he just went right at it.
Yeah, but I think Billy Janser's on a mission this year.
Billy Janser, he won his first match 22-7, pinned in the semifinals, pins in the finals. Not too bad Region 8 tournament.
Yeah, not a bad tournament. I know Billy's got lofty goals though. He's looking down the road right now and focused on Atlantic City. I wish him all the luck.
All right, we're going over to the podium for 160. 4th place, Mason Maxwell, your 4th place finisher. 3rd place finisher is Tim Fitzpatrick. 2nd place is Blaine Shade. And your Region 8 champion is going to be Jake Maxwell from Buna High School. What we're going to do, we're going to take a quick break here from Egg Harbor Township High School. Be back with the match at 182 right after this. All right, we're back here. Joe Visalli along with Dan Antonelli. Dan, 182. We have Christopher Nielsen from the Pinelands, your number 1 seed at 31-1, going against Delsey's Vince DeGeorge, who comes in at 35-7.
This is Pineland's first year in Region 8, so we don't know too much about these kids coming down, but this kid has got an impressive record, got a lot of quality wins this year.
He was third in 2015 in the districts, first in 2016, and he was second last year in region, coming in at 103 and 24 for a record. The George, second place in 16, 2017, second place in districts, and fourth last year in Region 8. Comes in at 82 and 22.
There's Vince on a half outside single. Nice change off by Pineland's wrestler, coming in, trying to switch off to his double. One of them's going to run out of mat space. Yep.
Top two wrestlers here. We preview on these two guys from NJ.com. It says a lot of people not familiar with Nielsen in Region 8, but he won 2 matches at States last year and is a 10-9 District 31 final. Over to George. It was one of the day's best. So here's a rematch of District 31.
District 31 final. I know this past off-season, Vince really committed himself to the weight room, cut down some weight, put on a lot of muscle, and really want to do well this year.
You know, real quick,
he's sitting in the Region 8 final.
We didn't get a chance to mention it, Dan, but you know, we have the different rankings and whatever. And Billy Janzer, who just won by pin, well, he's only ranked second right now in the state at 170. So pretty impressive, I guess.
Yeah, but you can throw all those rankings out the window when it comes Friday and Saturday down at the state tournament. We got 21 seconds left here in the first period. Both wrestlers still no score.
Now, Dan, you were mentioning we were watching the wrestlers warm up. Do you think that we could have a couple state champions coming out of this region?
I definitely do. I mean, I think we may just saw one of them in Billy Janzer. Yeah, I think we're going to see one again, in Quinn Kenner when he comes out and wrestles. And that's not to shortchange any of these other guys, because I think we got a lot of quality kids here who can make a deep run.
And especially the guy coming up next at 195 out of Woodstown, Chad Watt.
Yeah, he's another one. All right, here's Pineland's guy, wrestler, won the toss, so he chose to go down right away instead of deferring, because you can see it's 0-0 score. It's important to score that first point in the match if you're getting to rideouts. There's a reversal right there.
And for a second there, he had DeGeorge in a really bad position.
Yeah, DeGeorge scrambled out a little bit. He got his hips got a little low. Pineland's wrestler went through a little roll through. DeGeorge's out for an escape. We're 2-1.
Now these guys, Dan, they haven't wrestled since, some of them, since 10:30, 11 o'clock this morning when the semifinals went. So that time off, that 4 or 5 hours off, help or hurt you sometimes?
Well, I mean, as long as you keep your mind in the right frame of set and you're ready to go, it can only help you, because it's nothing. It's okay to rest, but if you sit around and you're not moving, you're not doing anything, and you don't have your mind in set. But every one of these kids know what they're doing, what they're thinking, what they want to achieve. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say these kids probably been in a final somewhere before in their wrestling career and know how to handle time off in tournaments. Tournament wrestling's a lot different than when you wrestle in dual meets.
2-1 here with 57 seconds to go.
There's an attack by the George. Pineland's wrestler getting out of bounds. Quick single, he's in. Pineland's wrestler got it up. He kind of tries to switch off to that double. That's tough to do against big, strong kids. Get that single up in the air. Can't get great work by Vincent George and battling, using the wizard, keeping his hips high, keeping that foot on the mat.
See a lot of head slapping going on, Dan, in this match, especially from DeGeorge.
George is in on the outside. If he can get that off the mat, try to keep it moving. That's the key. You got to keep them in motion, try to score.
20 seconds
to go. There's a little
go.
Crazy cradle from Nielsen, scores 2. That's why you got to keep things moving. You got it up, Joe. Popped a little crazy cradle, a little hook in the leg. Good hit motion. He sits down, he went after it. benefited out. It's a big takedown to end the second period.
And now all of a sudden, instead of being a 2-1 match going into the third, it's now 4-1. After George is down, what's he got to do?
Well, first of all, he's going to take the bottom position. He's got to get out on the mat. He's got 4-2, and then he's going to have to turn it up offensively. He's already shown he can get in on the outside single, but can you finish it? Looks like Vince is a little banged up right now.
Yeah.
Slow getting up.
See, he's got that big brace on his knee, so obviously he's got a little issue with the knee to begin with.
It looked like he had about 30 pounds of ice on it after the semifinal match as he was dragging it around. So, I mean, at this time of year, there's something I always said as a coach: if you're not hurting, then you didn't wrestle. Everyone's banged up, beat up. Short little Granby attempt. You see Vincent get to clear his hips there and clear the legs. So Nielsen's on top, underneath now, riding wrist.
Now, if you're on the bottom like DeGeorge is, are you thinking just escape to get your one, or trying to make a move and maybe possibly get a reversal and get two?
You got to score your points. Tell kids right now, score your points. I mean, yeah, reversal's great, but you know what? First thing you got to do is try to get it off the mat. Right now, his base is down. He's got his knee slide up, get his hips under him, and get to work. But Nielsen, kid, you know, he's doing a great job on top, running that wrist, working out to the side. You can see the difference here, where he's working out a little bit, where stall call is not as evident, whereas Maxwell is covering the hips.
And he's done this now for almost 50 seconds. We're down to 1:10 in this third period.
There's Vince, he gets his knee slide, got his hips under him, but great job. Working a little spiral ride, now coming underneath on the 2-on-1 and trying to bring out the Penn State series.
You see the shot of the Delsey coaches in the background?
Now there's a stall call on Vince DeGeorge, which, I mean, he's defending a kid trying to rip his arm out and put it on his back in the Penn State series. I don't know much more what he can do in that spot with all that down pressure. The kid had great down pressure on him.
36 seconds to go. So pretty much he had that pressure on him for almost a minute and a half.
Yes.
That is not easy.
Hey, a great ride and good down pressure can get you far in the state tournament, Joe Visalli.
And I just don't know right now, looking at DeGeorge, if he's got anything left in the tank, Dan, to trying to get out. 20 seconds to go.
And you know, it has anything in the tank. It also has a part with, you know, you can't take him away from Nielsen. He's got a tough spiral ride in. He's got hand deep inside the crotch, opening him up the hips. DeGeorge has nothing really to come off of. And there's a late one. DeGeorge giving everything he's got.
4-2 with 1.6 seconds to go. Hey, Nielsen's the #1 seed, and he's wrestling like it right now. This is a great matchup between
It's a great
the 1
matchup.
and 2.
You look at that one takedown, that crazy cradle. Vince DeGeorge had the leg up in the air, and he comes out and hits a crazy cradle. Another great finals, 4-2 match.
So at 182, your Region 8 champ, Christopher Nielsen, goes to 32-1.
Talked to Vince a little bit before his match. I know he had talked to him when he was banged up. You know, I like one of the quotes that he talked to me about that he goes, you get what you earn. So that's something that kind of stuck with me. I know he worked his butt off all year. You know, I know he's not happy right now, but he'll get back, be ready to go for Friday night down in the state tournament.
All right, we're going to go over to the podium now at 170. Your fourth place finisher, Jaquan McPherson from Penns Grove. Third place, Charles McCall. Second place, Mike Orio from Lower Cape May. And your Region 8 170 champion is Bill Janser. All right, Dan, now we're going over to rate 195 in a rematch of 2016.
Yeah, here's another wrestler I really like to watch from Woodstown. Chad Watt is explosive, strong. This is going to be a good one. Lake Harbor Township, I can see him. This is a rematch, like you said, correct?
Yeah, last year Watt won it 3-2.
Yep.
District champ final. Chad Watt coming in 37-0 from Woodstown. He was their first ever Region 8 champion last year. Egg Harbor Connor Augustino 31-3. One thing I'd be interested to see, Dan, if Chad Watt actually makes it through a match without pinning someone. We talked about earlier, in District 29, He pinned all three opponents in winning District 29 in 51, 39, and 46 seconds. And then he's pinned both opponents in Region 8 in 4:18 and 3:26.
At least he wanted to get a little more mat time down here in Region 8. There's two by Chad right away. Drops down on low single, stands up, gonna try to run the pipe on him. Little bars of guard, gotta work up right away, there you go. You see in the corner over there with Woodstown, Zach Aaron, assistant coach, Region 8 assistant coach of the year. Outstanding wrestler at Paulsboro High School in his career.
Chad Watt, 121 and 19, Dan, for his career. Second place in 2014 and first place in 15 and 16 in the district. And again, first place last year in the Region 8. Augustino, no slouch himself, 116 and 24. Second in the region last year. District champ as well.
Nice little flurry there. Augustino trying to do a little forward roll, trying to create some space. Work the escape. Chad's able to recover, stay on top. Got a minute 2 left, first period. Chad's still up 2-0.
Chad Watt comes into this match as one of the few undefeated wrestlers in the state. Also ranked number 3 in the state.
All right, there's the escape by Augustino. Let's see if he can get some offense working, or Chad's going to stay offensive on him.
Augustino with a big win in the last 17 seconds of his semifinal matchup against Tommy Maxwell.
Great Smith low level by Watt. Set it up with great movement there. 4-1 lead. Yeah, for being a 195 pounder, I'll tell you, Chad Watt really moves well out there on his feet. Creates a lot. You don't see too many quick low levels from 195 pounders.
I tell you, Dan, Woodstown, you have to be impressed with the way their program is coming on. Last year, you know, Watt with the region championship. This year, he's one of 3 in the region finals.
Yeah, Adam Hyden, you can see over there in the chair also, the head coach on the right. Adam's done a great job there. Works with the youth program a lot. He's there on Sundays. You know, I see him there constantly. When I'm there working with youth, we got youth matches. There he is. There's Chad. If he can pull that in, I can see him in some trouble. Ran out of mat there.
You mentioned about him working with the youth program, Dan. I know my son wrestles with the middle school program at Clearview, and when they wrestled Woodstown, he was right there involved with those kids as well. That's how you start a program, though.
Yeah, you want to keep it going down, doing the same thing, same philosophy. And you know what? The little kids and the parents see you as a head coach being involved with the youth program, shows that you're buying into it and you really do care about everything. And I'll tell you, the Woodstown program's come a long way. He's doing a great job. And had 3 kids in the Region 8 finals for a small school like that.
And you're really impressed with the one freshman we're going to see coming up, Prendergrass.
Prendergrass, yes.
All right, it's 4-1. Watt with the lead here going into the second period. You know, we mentioned about the top program. You know, you stepped down this year as the head coach at Clayton, and you worked with the youth program, the little kids. You said that was harder than working with the high school kids.
Well, working with 5- and 6-year-olds is exhausting. But I'll tell you what, this kid, it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. And it's fun to see those kids actually, you know, as they go after and progress, hitting wrestle moves in matches, hitting good doubles and running halves. Here's Watt again trying to get in. Agostino's holding on. Watt clear that leg out. Do a little hip place here. He's going to, yes, Agostino could be in a lot of trouble.
Just the strength that Watt's using right now.
There it is, 2 reversal. He's going to score near fall there. We got 3 back. As soon as Chad came in, saw the head buried, he dug in that half and he hipped it, cleared space, and then went and got it.
You know, they also, a lot of people know about the injuries that Watt has had over his years from football. He's wrestling a shoulder, from what they say, it's just wrestling bone on bone, right?
Yeah, I heard when he got hurt in football that, you know, it's going to be hard for him to come back on the mat this year, let alone to wrestle the full entire year. I'll tell you what, he's done a heck of a job. Again, you can just see, you know, the shape that he's in. You know, the kid works to get back to where he needs to get to. He's up 9-1. He's already got a major here. He's got a minute left. Went after a cross-face cradle.
I tell you, Dan, we've mentioned the strength that he's showing right now.
And the big thing that he attacked the cross-face cradle. You know, he's not reaching, he's not hanging anything. Agostino works out of it. Chad's still in control. Agostino needs to get his hits back or try to go for a pump there. But again, you can see where the position that Watt with the pressure in, got Agostino on his butt, he's not going to be able to score from that position. Now he puts it in motion. Now he's getting his hips up. He can get a reversal himself here. He can come around corner and limp arm out, drive through. Watt's doing a great job though.
15 seconds to go, 9-1.
Post ahead on the mat. Guy can't move, stalemate called. No one was better at their positions. Got 10 seconds left. Agostino needs something quick here.
I mean, Agostino is a much taller wrestler than Watt right now, but Watt, with his strength, is just, he's keeping him at bay.
We got a caution there on Chad. Just when he got on, you can't really put all your weight down on the bottom wrestler. You got to mount him slowly. Agostino to his feet. Again, there comes that strength in it from Watt, keeping his hips tight. Look, I mean, there was 2 seconds left and he's attacking a cross-face cradle. Always looking to better his position to attack.
Huge following down here, by the way. The Woodstown crowd, a lot of the parents. You see a shot of them there wearing their bright orange shirts with the Woodstown insignia in the front. And then we have a lot of students behind us here.
There's a lot of student section behind us, the same thing. Yeah, it's always great to see when you get a school getting behind their programs, especially a program that, you know, it's coming way at it has. And again, I mean, we're going to see another kid who's favored in the finals probably in you know, Layton at 138.
Yeah.
He's got a reversal. Look for a near side cradle. He's up 11-1.
You mentioned Travis Layton, the #1 seed. He's also undefeated. So now what's Watt doing here, Danny?
Well, right now he's got the Western in the back where he's got the back leg trap. They call it ball chain Western ride. He was trying to work out going near side cradle. It wasn't there. Now he's just he's working the opposite side of the head. And he's really, all he was doing is setting up the cross-face cradle, which he did there, because as soon as Agostino peeked his head up, what happened? He went right after it.
And I'll tell you what, it looked like Agostino let up for a second, and Watt just attacked him with that.
Well, that's where he was pounding head. What happened is this: Watt's putting the power half on him, pushing his head on the mat. So Watt lets go the power half a little bit. Agostino looks up. Whack, there comes the cross-face cradle. Setting it up. We've got 40 seconds left to go in our 195-pound final.
There we see the shot of the student section that we talked about. They're here. 11-1. Watt is up. You know, we're looking at on the sideline there, Dan, the Egg Harbor coaches. There's not much they can say at this point. I mean,
no, there's not much. I mean, Chad's in total control of this match. Well, I will tell you one thing. The great thing about the sport of wrestling, it's never over.
And Agostino coming in 31-3, the #2 seed. Now he got into the finals with a takedown with the last 17 seconds to go against Tommy Maxwell.
And Tommy Maxwell's from Delsey.
The crowd's starting to let Watt know.
Yeah, they're starting to let Watt know.
15.2 seconds to go, up 11-1. Not only did the Woodstown first ever region champ, he's going to be the first ever two-time region champ.
Tell you what, he keeps up with this intensity. I have a good feeling this young man's going to be on the podium down in Atlantic City. Congratulations there to Chad Watt, winning his second Region 8 title. See the Woodstown fans up on their feet.
38-0, Chad Watt moves to. And they're going right after it on the podium right now. The 182 award ceremony. Connor Murray in 4th place. Second place from Holy Spirit is Michael Wazin. In second place from Delsey, Vincent DeGeorge. And your Region 8 182 champion from the Pinelands, Christopher Nielsen. All right, Dan, now we have a battle of unbeatens coming up at 220. St. Joe's, the #1 seed, Michael Miscoli at 35-0. Going against Highlands, Devon Starks, who's 32-0. And he was the #3 seed, upset Ryan Lund from St. Augustine to get there.
I'm going to go out on a limb, Joe, and I'd probably say both these kids probably played football in the fall.
Both of these guys representing their school. They're the only wrestlers from their schools in the finals. Highland for years a wrestling powerhouse. Right now just one kid in the Region 8 finals.
They had a couple tough losses earlier in the day today. I know Seth Henry really won. You know, he had his eyes looking to a region final. And tough loss to the Prendergrass kid from Woodstown. There was a battle going back and forth, and Prendergrass ended up catching him, caught him, and stuck him with the pin.
Miscoli coming in as a senior, 66-6 for his career. District champ this year. Last year he was second.
Good straight double. Couldn't drag those toes in though to complete the takedown.
Starks is ready to go. Danny's up, right back to the center. He comes in at 63-11 as a junior. District 31 champ this year after coming in third last year.
You can see styles change a little bit, Joe, now. A lot more underhook series. Digging in hooks. They're going to be banging the heads. A little more physical. They're going to be a little tighter the whole match instead of other guys in your younger lightweights are going to be outside a little bit more.
And you don't see as much here as you do the speed that we saw earlier in the 152, the 160 range. With those kids, you can see they were a little faster on their feet and taking shots. The heavier they go, they'll lock up more. And
yeah, these guys are going to be a little stronger than your 52-pounders. So they're going to lock up and
take
bang
the
heads.
shots.
Yeah, I mean, we just saw a great double leg from Starks right there, you know? Yeah, I mean, great double throw. Just ran out of mat space. A lot of hand fighting, battling for position, trying to work angles. Second round in the first period, tied 0-0 here.
Inside 10 seconds to go. And like you said, Dan, they do lock up a lot more. And when you're locked up that tight, what are you looking for?
You want to try to get hooks, and you want to get angles, you know. I know, you know, Stark just took a great straight double, but sometimes you get that angles and big guys try to elevate your hook a little bit, try to drop your level, go to near single. But you want to get them moving, create space.
Take a shot of the Highland coaches over in the corner real quick.
Yeah, Mike Davidson's done a great job there in the past. Mike, I think, been there about the past 8 to 10 years, bringing that program back, and they have some really good teams.
That time both wrestlers got started before the officials whistle. So they're going to reset.
And in Michael's corner for St. Joe's Hampton, you got the Manchio brothers. You know, you got Mark and Joe, and everyone remembers Mark Manchio was quite a wrestler in his time in Sterling High School. State finalist 3 times. There's the escape. And that first point score could be important in a match like this if there's not much offense and scoring.
They shoot a shot at the St. Joe's coaches that Dan was just talking about. .124 to go here in the second period. Still a 1-0 score.
You can see, just trying to create a little space, try to get an angle, get the hooks, little outside tap single, see if they can create anything. I have a feeling this one may come down to a nice double leg, driving someone right through like a good old football tackle. These two look like they made a couple tackles in their days.
And that's something when the guys get bigger that you wanted them to do. Use your football moves.
Oh, there he goes. Starks thought he had a thing where he could go lateral on him, but he missed it. Masciola took advantage of it, scored a takedown. Starks is out quick with the escape. Nodded at 2.
Tell you what, you have to impress Starks very quick, though, to get out of that. I mean, he's got some speed for a big guy.
Both these guys are good athletes. You take a look at these guys, they're moving. They're moving on this mat. They're good athletes. They're at good angles. That takedown's big, though, because Masciola, he'll get choice third period. You know where he's probably going to go down and try to steal that point.
So we're inside 20 seconds to go. 2-2 matchup. And you're right, Dan. This sets up. We could have a very exciting third period between these two guys.
There's been no stall warnings yet, so hopefully that doesn't come into play.
Nine seconds to go in this second period. And that's the buzzer to end the period. So we start the third period 2-2.
There he goes, Mascoli's taken down. We'll see if Starks tries to ride him out or feels that he can't hold him down and let him go quickly to try to have more time to work for that takedown. There we
Wow,
go.
what
There
a
you go.
move.
Quick short sit. Starks knew he didn't have any initial pressure right away, so instead of giving up on anything else, give up the one, work on your feet. Gives him a full period to try to earn a takedown, to try to go on top. I like how Mike's staying aggressive though. You see with that hook, keeping that head center, keep driving with it. Staying aggressive with the 3-2 lead.
Again, though, the speed that he had to get out of that move to start the third period, for guys this size to have that speed.
Yeah, they're not bad athletes, these two.
.1:15 to go here in the third
Starks
period.
trying to work ahead and reach for the outside single, but nothing going there.
Official Cunningham telling both wrestlers to get wrestling.
See, Masco is using that hook very effectively. He's got that hook in, he's putting the head center of the chest and moving Starks and moving Starks.
I tell you what, Mascola knows where he's at wrestling, because every time Stark seems like he takes a shot, they're always near the out of bounds, and he can't finish it off.
Listen, it's always good to put in that official's back of his mind that you're staying offensive, even though you may not be able to score there and you know it. Again, you can see Starks back is to the outside of the circle. There's a lateral drop attempt by Starks, but wasn't deep enough in, and Michael was not pushing, so he couldn't get the hits moving over. So we're still 3-2, 37 seconds, and no stall calls. Starks is probably going to have to start taking some more chances. Now you can see Mascioli, his back is to the circle there. He's starting to wrestle the line a little bit, knowing how much time's left in the bout, knowing the score of the match. There's the first stall warning with 14 seconds to go.
Same technique that we saw earlier in the match. Know where the edge of that circle is and skirt it, right? 11.8 seconds to go.
Nice deep hook, good head. Starks is just going to have to try to go for it. And he did. Masco knew it was coming.
Too little, too late, though, Dan, as Mike Mascioli from St. Joe's, Hamilton, your Region 8 champion at 220.
Again, another great match. 3-2 match here. One takedown wins the match.
All right, let's go over to the podium real quick. At 195, your fourth place finisher, Tommy Maxwell from Delsey. Third place, From St. Augustine, Sean Lynch. Your second place finisher from Egg Harbor, Connor Augustino. And your Region 8 195 champion from Woodstown is Chad Watt. What we're going to do is take a quick break here before we come back for our heavyweight matchup. You're watching Region 8 Wrestling on the Gloucester County Educational Network. All right, Dan, here we are back at Egg Harbor Township High School. Weight 285, the heavyweight. Nazir Moore from Clayton High School against Cody Wood from Pennsville High School.
I'll tell you, these two gentlemen squared up earlier in the year. It was in December. Nasir lost a 4-3 decision to Cody. But I'll tell you, Nasir has been wrestling very well as of late and has had a great tournament. Should be a good one.
Nasir upset the number 1 seed, Paul Valiant, the district champion from District 30, 3-2 to get here. He's 28-5 on the year. Cody Wood is 30-1.
Oh, there's Cody with attempt to headlock. Nasir toes are in, and we got 2 takedown. Looks like Cody tried to be a little aggressive there near the line. Nasir felt it coming, popped the head, keeps his toes in, covers the hit, gets 2.
A great story about Nazir Brooks. Last year, his first year back at Clayton Wrestling. Didn't wrestle in and out of the lineup at 285. The wrestler who was there with him moved on to another school this year. Nazir wrestled all year long. And you said, Dan, he's really been coming on the past couple weeks.
Yeah, he's wrestling with a confidence about him. And I think that's key for any wrestler at this level when you get to this point. You got to wrestle with the confidence.
There you see Frank Damager, the head coach of Clayton, in the back of the shot.
You got Bill Sharp there, Bill Sharp on the right. He's really been Nasir's partner all year in the room. He's done a great job in getting him. Him and Frank, they go at it with Nasir a lot. And I'll tell you what, both of them, it's kind of got him to where he's at right now.
You mean you don't wrestle with Nazir in the room?
I do a few times. It's only when they're tired. But I only do it when we're on our feet and I can bound his head to the mat. I never go.
Come in the next day.
And I come in the next day a little sore, but I never go down. 2-1 match, 53 seconds.
Of course, the head coach for Pennsville, you don't see him right now, but none other than Ralph Ross Jr., his first year at Pennsville. There you see him.
Both wrestlers trying to dig in, work for hooks.
Nazir, the bigger of the 2 heavyweights here, Dan. What do you think your last 30 seconds will he try to do here?
Last 30 here, we're just going to keep digging hooks. Nazir's going to keep digging. Cody Wood's going to try. Looks like Cody's going to be very aggressive on his feet today, trying to open up Nasir because he knows Nasir is a little bigger heavyweight. He don't want him to dig in hooks on him because he'll neutralize all his offense. Cody's probably going to try to stay away a little bit more. Try to create some space and get after some things. Working some doubles and some outside singles. As you can see, Nasir is very physical up top, moving on, creating space, looking for his little shrugs, slide-bys. 14 seconds in the first period.
Nazir, a senior this year at Clayton, 33-6, his record for his career. Cody Wood, the District 31 champ this year, first last year, 62-7 for his career. He's a junior. All right, so that brings us to the end of the first period. It's 2-1. There you see a coach, Frank Damager. Nazir with a 3-2 win, Dan, earlier in the semifinals in the last seconds in that match against Paul Valiant.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Valiant had a cradle locked up on Nasir, had it tight for about 30 seconds. Nasir kept fighting it off, popped his head out, came out, scored a reversal, and then, you know, perfect flow drill as Valiant kept trying to roll, get out, flow drill, stayed under the arms, and finished the match. Nasir's on bottom right now. Start the period. Cody's on a single leg. He's gonna have to get it moving. Oh, there you go. That's one thing I will tell you about Nasir. He's very hippie too. He's an athletic big guy. So we got 3-1 score. Nasir earned the escape. Minute 30 left in the second period.
Got the escape with the toss. I'll tell you what, Dan, if he would have had him in the circle more, Nasir could have done some damage.
Yeah. It was a little loose. You can see Cody kind of slid out of it over there on the side.
And you know, Dan, you work with Nasir all year long in the wrestling room. I definitely see in the past couple weeks the confidence is really starting to come around with him.
There's Cody Wood trying to get on double. He goes after the single. Not enough mat space again. Minute left, second period.
3-2 the score. Nasir Brooks looking to be only the second wrestler ever in Clayton wrestling history to be a region champion. Nasir Moore.
Yeah.
Dan, you coach the first and only champ, right?
We only have one Region 8 champ right now, Clayton High School, Scott Ware. Actually, I was just talking to Scott here earlier today, asking me how Nasir's doing. We've had a lot of finalists. Lost some overtime matches, lost some matches at the buzzer.
Well, when you coach for 20 years like you did down at Clayton, you're going to have that.
You're going to have a lot of big matches, yes.
All right, we're inside 40.
Nasir's really neutralizing Cody. As you can see up top, Cody's trying to change up, go underneath again. Nasir can snap that to the mat. He can score here. Don't let Cody change his hit level. Cody's trying to back out. There we go. We're back out. We got 10 seconds to go.
Now, when Nasir was down on his
nice
knees,
little slide by. If he can finish this, hips stay up. No takedown there. Great slide by Nasir Moore. Could not get his hips up right away to cover hip. Cody Wood did a great job of defending and squaring up. Still 3-1. Cody Wood's going to take down third period.
looking right now, looks like Nasir's a little gas. I tell you what, he really went after it that last 30 seconds with those couple moves.
He'll be good. He's just conserving energy by crawling back, Joe.
Now he's down 3-1 here. You really don't want to give up that point.
So you want to try to ride as long as you can, dig inside the hip. You can see her going claw underneath. There's the escape. We're at 3-2, minute 30. Looks like we're gonna have another good finish on our hands, Joe Visalli.
So now what you have to worry about with Nasir, you can't get overly cautious either, right? You still have to be aggressive.
Yeah, can't shut down at all. Good thing is there's no stall warnings yet, as of yet. But he's got to stay busy up top, keep working slides. Cody's going to have to try to, come off of that. Nope, that hands came out, but Cody's going to have to try to work his way out of that because he's got to get through those hands because it looks like Cody Woods, the way he scored takedowns, is going to have to try to go to his double or single.
All right, 1:07 left to go, 3-2. Moore is up. Coach Ross Repesville pleading to his wrestlers, stay in the center of the mat. Cody Wood, the number 2 seed, going against Nasir Moore, the number 4.
Cody with the half cut. Nasir Moore defends it, spins for the 2. Big takedown there. I could have just sealed this win, 5-2. Nasir Moore's 40 seconds away. He's the second Region 8 champ at Clayton High School. He's got to keep his hips high. Don't put himself in a bad spot, up 3.
And Nasir's looking up at the clock. You can see he knows there's 31 seconds to go.
Cody's got to work to try to get out quickly. He needs an escape and then try to work for that takedown right away. See Coach Damager in the corner. He's not nervous at all right now. Great crotch lift. There we go, smart wrestling, 20 seconds left. Nasir felt himself in a bad spot. He knows he can give up the point, 15.
Now here's what we talked about.
12 seconds. Listen,
you gotta know the edge, right?
Hey, there's no stall warnings right now. I wouldn't be touching anyone, Joe Visalli.
10 seconds to go. Can he hold on?
I'll be blocking inside like he is round. Use your
5
hands,
seconds.
first line of defense.
He looked up at the clock. He knows. There he
There
is.
you go. Nasir Moore, second Region 8 champ from Clayton High School.
5-4 the final. There you see.
There he goes.
To the
Jump right into Sharp. And Bill Sharp's a big guy, so he can. There's Dad Terrence.
Great job by Nazir. He's finding everybody he can to hug over there on the sideline.
He's a hugger, Joe.
And if you were close, he'd come over this table at you too, and you know it.
Oh, I know it.
All right, we're going over to the podium now. Our 220 medal presentation. Timothy Miles from Winslow is fourth. Tariq Brown from Pensgrove is second, is third. Devon Brooks from Highland is second, and Michael Mascolo from St. Joe's, your Region 8 champion. All right, so there you see it. I'll set up our next match because I know my partner here, Dan Antonelli, he's also the athletic director down at Clayton. He's sending those tweets out right now and letting everybody know that we have another region champion down at Clayton High School.
I had to text Scotty Ware and tell him we got the second champ. He's no longer on the wall by himself.
You have to be proud about that, right, Dan? I mean,
listen, can't be any more prouder for that kid. The kid's worked hard all year. You know, no one placed him in the Region 8 finals, let alone being a Region 8 champ at the start of this season.
You know, I was talking to Mike Ahern, one of your assistants, and from my years when I was up at Eastern, it was reminiscent to, we had a heavyweight there who nobody thought we could go, and next thing you know, he was there in the championship round. All right, back on the mat, 106, Dan, one of the matches we were looking forward to. Dante Menino, the #1 seed at 37-0 from Gateway High School, going against Kingsway Mackenzie Bell, who is 31-8.
Yeah, Mackenzie's a freshman, I believe, right, coming into this.
Correct. Yeah. Mackenzie, a freshman who got here by pinning Nicholas Giacomo
the second
from
seed,
Timber Creek. Menino 108-5.
Sorry about that. I had to get my.
We got mugged by this year. Came on over. Dante Menino 108-5 coming in.
Dante's he's already in. He's going up 2-1, up 4-1 now.
Mackenzie Bell, a freshman, 31-8.
I had a chance to talk to both these wrestlers after their semis match. Mackenzie Bell is a neat little kid. He likes spending time with his family. He was telling the story about how they moved to Pennsylvania, and he's just seeing more of his family now. And his favorite meal, believe it or not, are chicken wings.
Tell you, Menino, Dan, I talked to you about, you know, I watched him last week at districts. He is just a ball of energy. And I mean, 7th in the state last year, 2nd in Region 2016, district champ this year. Bell also, District 29 champ. Menino coming in, he was the same position he was last year, coming in as the #1 seed, but lost to Duca from Paulsboro last year. So this was a mission of his to come all the way back and win it this year.
And win the title this year, yeah. And that was a very entertaining finals match last year. Menino in control here, he's up 6-3. You can see Menino's style, very physical in the head, good hooks, heavy hands.
I'll tell you what, you got to be impressed by Mackenzie Bell, a freshman wrestling this way, the experience he's gaining in the district championships and now in the regions. You got to expect big things from this guy in the future.
There's another takedown by Menino, right at the line. He's up 8-3. Oh yeah, this is great experience for Mackenzie Bell. I am very impressed with this young man, how he's handled himself watching a couple of the early matches.
There you see a shot of the Gateway coaches.
You got head coach Jim Rudder on the right. Rudder's a great guy. He's done a lot of things with that program. He's a kids coach. It's all about the kids.
Menino coming in as the state #1 ranked wrestler in this weight class. And a lot of people predicted this final, these two guys, even though Bell was the #3 seed.
sometimes with the seeds, you can see Bell coming in here being a freshman, maybe not having any criteria from last year, and it depends on who you beat within the weight class. Where Timber Creek wrestler 2 seed is a sophomore, his criteria is probably down here in the Region 8 tournament last year.
One of the big wins for Bell this year was a big win over Phillipsburg's Colin Day. Phillipsburg, always a powerhouse wrestling program.
Yeah, the state liners up there, always a powerhouse in wrestling. Nice little quick. Bell could be in trouble here though. Menino's trying to lock up that near side cradle with that little pick. Squares out of it nicely though. 10-5, Dante up. And in Kingsway's corner, you have new head coach on the right over there, sitting on the chair on the right, Michael Barikian. Barikian's an outstanding wrestler at Sterling himself. Actually wrestled under Coach Mike Ahern, who's on the Clayton staff.
You're seeing more and more of that now. Guys who came through the ranks as wrestlers, they're taking over programs. Kingsley, again, they also have a huge youth program down there, and that's why their program is good year after year. Inside 30 seconds to go here in the second period. Menino up 10-5. Dante Menino. We're going to see his brother Antonio in just a few minutes.
There you go. Bell, nice little dump takedown there. 10-7 scored. I tell you what, Bell finishes out on top this second period. He's only going to third period down 3. Make a match of this. Again, like I said, very impressed with this young wrestler.
Now, Dan, I have to ask you that. What was he doing there? Last 5 seconds of the match, he was looking up at the ref.
He showed his frustration a little bit out there on the mat. I mean, Dante wasn't doing too much, staying tight. It was a short time. And he's showing his frustration because Dante kind of balling up a little bit and he couldn't do anything with him. But again, you can't show frustration on that, especially in big matches. You just got to keep getting after, keep digging.
All right, so we have a little bit of blood time right now. I think when Dante got taken down.
Talked to Dante a little bit before. Dante's favorite dinner, chicken parm sandwich. And guess what? He said after I got him talking, that's where he was going to get a chicken parm sandwich in between.
I'll tell you what,
get
Dan,
some Italian.
You're looking at Dante. He's 106 pounds. There's not an ounce of fat on him. You wonder. He's a junior. Can he stay at this weight again next year?
It'll be tough. Depends on how much muscle mass he puts on in the off season.
Of course, if he moves up,
nice
he's going to have to
11-7.
He's going to have to wrestle if he moves up. His brother.
Well, I imagine his brother will probably move up too. I'm sure they've wrestled each other a lot. In the living rooms, in the front yards.
Can you imagine those two growing up, what that house must have looked like? All right, 11-7 with 1:30 to go in this third period of the Region 8 106 final.
I like Bell staying aggressive. Keep getting after it. He never counted himself out. He was down early in the match, but he was kind of taking control with the takedowns. Bell comes in, scores a late takedown in the second period, gets a little confidence. Says, hey, you know what? I can wrestle with this kid. Dante's got a nice deep hook there.
1 minute to go now in this third period. Dante Menino trying to avenge his loss last year in the Region 8 final. And hopefully improving on a 7th place finish in the state last year. Dante, one of 3 Gateway wrestlers in the final this year. You'll see his brother Antonio next, and Andrew Solomon later.
Dante really just hanging on the head right now, defending everything. Bell's trying to get through, but he can't get through his hands. Dante just using his head there. Nice quick snap, out of bounds.
16.5 seconds to go here in this third period.
There's Bell trying to late headlock. takedown for Dante. Dante's going to look like he's going to be the 106 Region 8 champion this year.
And there's the horn, 13-7 the final. Dante Menino, second last year in Region 8, first this year in Region 8, avenging that loss last year to Paulsboro's Duca. All right, we're going to go over to that podium for the big presentation at 285. In fourth place from Cumberland, Bryce Dunn. Third place is Paul Valiant from Egg Harbor Township. Second place will be Cody Wood from Pennsville. And your Region 8 285-pound champion, Nazir Moore from Clayton High School. All right, so now we're going to go to 113. From Gateway, the #1 seed, Antonio Menino comes in at 36-1. He'll be going against Woodstown's freshman, Jack Prendergast, 35-3. Prendergast upset the #2 seed from Highland, Seth Henry, with a pin in the third period. And this is somebody you've been looking forward to seeing.
I'll tell you, I watched this kid wrestle against us in a dual meet. And I've watched him here during the Region 8 tournament. And every time I see him step on the mat, I'm more and more impressed with him.
District champions going against each other. Antonio, the District 30 champ.
Antonio, quick outside single. Got to get it back to the mat to score. Prendergast, great mat awareness.
Prendergast, as a freshman, your District 29 champ. As we said, Antonio Menino, your region champ last year. Made it to the round of 12 in the state. 107-7 for his career. And as I said, this is Prendergast's freshman year.
Prendergast was working on a Russian. Couldn't get the head position he wanted, so got out. This Menino, another little quick outside, trying to turn the corner. Prendergast trying to open up. I'll tell you, more and more these days, these kids are more and more athletic than when I wrestled. You can see almost a lot of college kids, they'll be doing splits at lines not to give up too.
And you see Menino just pull him back into the center.
Back in. Does have a cradle locked up. Knees are out though. Nothing awarded because he never fell to a hit.
What constitutes out of bounds? You saw Prendergast is totally out of bounds.
Prendergast is totally out. Menino still had 2 points still in with both toes still in, both knees still in. But as soon as his knees hit out and everything started dragging out, official blew it dead.
I was just impressed how Menino knew the awareness before that to pull Prendergast back in and try and get his points. Tell you what, Dan, both of these freshmen that we just saw wrestle at 106 and now you think you're going against two known wrestlers in the Menino brothers. They're not backing down.
Nah, I'm going to go out on a limb and say these kids probably wrestled in big matches before, you know. These kids coming up, they wrestle in these junior nationals, they travel all over the country, and I'm sure that Jack Prendergast has quite a resume in youth wrestling under his belt. But you would think, I mean, the bright lights of the Region 8 finals, they're going against the kid who's a returning Region 8 champ, but he is not backing down. Looks like we're going to have a 0-0 first period. I kind of told you, very impressed with this kid. Great mat awareness. Knows what's going on, keeps his cool, doesn't put himself in bad spots.
All right, so we are tied at 0. Going now to the second period. Prendergast is the taller of the two wrestlers, Dan.
Here goes Prendergast taken down, on the flip. Definitely don't want to fire when it's 0-0. You want to get that first point in the match. Working hands. Menino's got claw series in. Drops down. Attacked it right away though. Nice job.
You know, we mentioned earlier.
Jack's up again. Right on hands. And here we go. Fresh start.
The Dante Menino, Antonio's younger brother, is #1 in the state. Antonio, though, not as good. #2. You think he lets him know? Bergen Catholic freshman, #1 at 113. You know, we haven't made too much mention of 4 places now going to state. A lot of people say that a lot of that came about because of the North Jersey schools. Some of the wrestlers weren't getting in. They felt some of their 4th place finishers were better than some of the South Jersey 4th place or 3rd place finishers. Do you think that was some of the reasoning behind 4 wrestlers getting to states now?
I don't think it was some reason. I think it was probably the driving reason. And sitting in meetings, you know, at the state and all, I mean, there was, you know, they call them some of the big non-publics up there, okay? And some of the non-publics, you know, they're taking a lot of the medal spots for the state tournament. Some of the other kids from the publics, who were really good kids, weren't getting in either, so they wanted to try to find a way to kind of disperse and get some more kids into the tournament. I would like to see, after this year, you know, look at it, see how those 4th placers did up in that state tournament down in Atlantic City. You know, wait till the end of the tournament, break it all out, see what these 4th placers did throughout the whole state. The 4th placers did down there. Because it does add a round of wrestling, adds another round for the 5th and 6th round here. Which, I mean, wrestling again in the 5th and 6th round here is tough. You just lost in a round before for you to go to the state tournament. And now you got to come back and wrestle with the 5th and 6th just in case something happens to somebody.
And that's tough. That's tough when a guy, you're wrestling as hard as you can to lose, and then to say now you got to come back and wrestle again.
So I'm sure the state's going to look at it. They say we'll look at it. I'm sure the Wrestle Coaches Association will look at it. You know, they'll take all that data and go from there.
All right, we are under a minute to go here in the 2nd period. Still a 0-0.
Yeah, Prendergast hasn't been able to get out. I mean, Menino is battling. I tell you what, he's dropping down when Prendergast gets him in trouble. Then he goes back to his claw series. Prendergast comes to his feet. Menino again, he's on tight, breaks him down. And he keeps working. Right now he's underneath, working a 2-on-1. He's hit for a stall.
Now, this is the 2nd time we've seen Menino question the official, Dan. When we were talking about the state and the new placing, he questioned him also when he was getting ready to go down. Maybe a little frustration on Menino's part.
I think Jack is definitely frustrating him a little bit. There's no doubt about it. And, you know, I think it's a great call because, I mean, Menino is working and he's driving a 2-on-1, but he's not being aggressive and uncovering hips a whole lot. Trying to throw a boot in. Jack comes inside of it. 13 seconds. Got 8 seconds here. I'll tell you, this will be big. Menino's got to hold on. Jack looks like he's going to score. No change. Looks like no change there.
Look at the smile on his face.
Yeah, he did.
You're a freshman, and you've got that kind of smile. Let me tell you, that shows you something.
Yes, it tells you he's been there before, Joe. He's enjoying out there. He's not wrestling tight at all.
No.
Again, I think I get more and more impressed with this kid every time I see him.
I'll tell you.
I don't think we've seen the last of Jack Prendergast in Region 8.
The crowd was on their feet from Woodstown. They thought they could see something happen.
I talked to Jack a little bit prior too. He said he enjoys hanging with his friends and he enjoys fishing. And his favorite meal, Ben and Cherry's ice cream. Any flavor.
Well, he's got one more week to stay away from the ice cream.
Yes.
So he'll have a lot coming his way in 2 weeks. All right, Antonio Menino
gets out quickly here.
Yep.
So he's up 1-0, so we got a minute 40. I'm sure we're going to see a couple more flurries before this is over.
All right, minute 30 exactly to go. You're Prendergast, Dan. What do you got to try and do?
Yeah, at this point in time, I don't think he had to do anything he hasn't been doing because he's been very offensive on his feet. Yeah, he's got to keep working hands. You can see right there, trying to get through hands. So he's trying to get on wrists right away. But he is going to have to try to open up a little bit. Again, Antonio's going to have to stay offensive. Because he does have a stall call. There's a little slide by jump. No. Nice little shuck there by Prendergast.
Tried to get around him and just couldn't finish it off.
And Antonio felt the pressure right away and squared up.
Inside a minute, 54 seconds to go in this 113 Region 8 final.
Got a stalemate there, 49 seconds. Once you're within 30, I think Prendergast is really going to have to try to go for something from outside and not try to get through hands. Sometimes you got to try to go, hit your low levels, hit a quick outside.
Now Menino keeps going to his knees, right? So that way Prendergast
he's
can't get that
protected,
shot.
yes. You see he's using his head to block inside there. Good heavy and then waiting for a change out like that. 30 seconds to go. And Coach Hiram's reaching out instructions to Prendergast and talking about, time. You got to stay inside. You can't let them hold hands, especially you've got short time. You got to open up, try to get one here.
20 seconds to go.
Outside single attempt. Menino fought off it very well. 15 seconds.
10 seconds to go, Dan. Is that enough time for Prendergast to try and take a shot?
Against a polished wrestler like Antonio, I'm going to say no. He knows how to keep match close. He knows how to let kids not score while he's staying offensively at the same time.
And that's
there you go.
It.
1-0 final at 113.
Antonio Menino, your Region 8 113-pound champion. That escape to start the third period was the whole match.
Well, yeah, the whole match is the ride out. He rode him out for 2 minutes. Jack not getting that escape. That's the difference in the match right there. Antonio said he also like to thank his coaches and family for all their support throughout the years.
All right, we're going over to the podium now for your 106 award presentation. Third place from Washington Township, Tom Cole. Fourth place, Nick DiGiacomo from Timber Creek. Mackenzie Bell from Kingsway in second place. And Gateway's Dante Menino, your Region 8 106-pound champion. What we're going to do is take a quick break here from Region 8. We will be back with weight class 120 from Egg Harbor Township right after this. All right, we are back here at Egg Harbor Township High School. Joe Visalli along with Dan Antonelli. We are at weight 120.
Sorry I was off a little bit, Joe. This here came back over. We were talking a little bit, and I'll tell you what, he's reminding me now. I think he just wants to keep getting steaks every time we go out and eat. It's nice having kids that are not heavyweights when you're out, when they keep winning, because then you don't have to feed them because they got to make weight. But when you got heavyweights, you got to feed them every time and take them out.
I heard last night was a pretty hefty bill from Nazir after the quarterfinals.
He didn't stop eating. So we were at 120. Great matchup. Echeverria from Delsey. Smith from Williamstown.
Edison Echeverria, 34-6, the number 1 seed. Shamung Smith from Williamstown, 29-4. He got here by pinning Terrell Coleman from Egg Harbor Township, the District 30 champion.
Yeah, he had a nice lateral drop in the semis. Two styles seem similar with both these guys. Pretty funky, very athletic. There's a nice outside single by Antonio. Smith's got the wizard. He's trying to hang the line. Antonio's going to try to bring him in. Smells blood on the takedown here. He's going to try to get one. And there's Funk by Smith.
Echeverria coming in a junior, 34-6, 96 and 26. District champ this year, second last year. Region 8 champion last year by the injury default over Trace Kenner from Kingsway. You were here last year for that.
Oh yeah, what a match, what a battle that was. Then when they both took shots, went head to head. And then Trace was out of wrestling for quite a while.
Yeah.
I was glad to see him back on the mat though.
And he was looking forward to coming back to this very gym and wrestling again. He mentioned that a lot. Smith, your district champion, as I said, this year, second last year, fourth in Region 8 last year, 70-15 for his career.
Another stalemate here again. Antonio's in on legs. Shamung's funking, using good funk defense. .25 seconds left in the first period. Another high crunch attempt by Antonio. Trying to get the leg off the mat this time.
Echeverria with a major decision, 11-2 in his semifinal matchup with Alec Bench from Washington Township.
See in the Delsey corner, you got Coach Sawyer and Coach Maxwell over there. Greg was an outstanding wrestler at Delsey High School. Had a nice, great college career. They've done a great job over there building that Delsey program to a nice little powerhouse. Antonio one toss, chooses down. So here's where Antonio's got to get out, where the last bout, 113, Jack couldn't get out from Antonio. He's got to steal this point right away. You got to get this point, you got to get out.
Now, if you're Smith from Williamstown, you want to just try and...
Hey, you want to turn. You want to get a turn, but listen, ultimately, you want to try where you can get a ride. But see, he just got a stall call, and then he gave up the one. So when you're up on your feet, guy gets up, you don't have a certain amount of time. You got to work to take him back down to the mat. If you're not working to take him down the mat, you're staying up on your feet, not moving them, you're going to get a stall call. So you got to kind of have an internal clock in your head. Count that 4 seconds, 5 seconds. Then if you're not doing anything, push him away, give up the one. It's better to give up a one because you're probably going to give it up anyway than give up a one and a stall call, which can come back and haunt you later in the match.
Echeverry up 3-0 now.
Yeah, nice little takedown by Echeverry. It was in deep. Deep on his high C. Little dump through. Came through the hits, came on top. Up 3-0 and going to work on top.
Echeverry in the quarterfinals with a pin over Jose Santiago of Millville. Sean Smith with a win over Jaleel Williams of Cedar Creek in the quarterfinals to get to the semis, in which he upset Coleman, the district champ from Egg Harbor.
Match being stopped there. Not a stalemate call, but nothing was better in position. And I think Cunningham just wanted to let Echeverry know he's going to have to start working a little more offensively. There's the escape by Smith. At 3-1, 38 seconds to go.
So we're inside 30 to go, 3-1 your score. Echeverry, one of
Smith trying to get through hands, but I'll tell you, Echeverry's doing a great job in blocking off.
Delsey, as we said earlier, they had 3 wrestlers in the finals here. Smith for Williamstown, they're only one in the finals.
I'll tell you what, it is an eerie feeling there. You look around, you don't see any Paulsboro wrestlers in the Region 8 finals. I mean, where we're sitting right now, you look behind us, there used to be 250 red and white shirts back there. And then with the realignment, redistricting, and Paulsboro moving the groups to Region 7, West Everett's at Region 7 also, and then Southern coming in here, along with Pinelands. A little different feel.
Now, the state did that this year. Do you see them possibly going back, or once it's in place?
Every 2 years they're going to look at
it.
So, I mean, we're looking at this for next year. It's going to be the same, you're going to same district, and then they're going to look at it every 2 years is what, the plan.
And what would make them change it back? What would they look at?
I don't know if they're going to change it back. Every 2 years they may look at the PowerPoint systems and, tweak districts every now and then. For just to keep the balance of powers. But I don't think they're going to change it back. Hey, Paulsboro may be back here if the district gets moved around a little bit. But I don't think you're going to see it go back to the regular alignments where it was before. So we're at a 3-2 match right now. Smith's in. He's got takedown here. He's up 4-3 with 58 seconds to go.
That was a great move right there by the edge of the mat, Dan, to get the one and then turn around and get the 2, pop his head out.
Hey, scoring points on edge of the mats are big, especially in big matches. Now the key is 55 seconds here. You got to remember, he's got a stall call. Smith's got a stall. If Echeverry gets to his feet, Smith's going to have to cut on the turn. You don't want to hold on too long where he gets hit for another stall, and then Echeverry gets out and then ends up winning the match 5-4. Got to have that internal clock going.
So he has to try
I know Coach Jernigan right there at Williamstown has reminded him. He's getting his ear and letting him know. There he goes. He's telling you got a stall warning.
And you want to be aggressive, but not where it's going to cost you either, where you're overly aggressive and make a wrong move.
And there he goes. So Echeverry's out. We're knotted at 4. It looks like we're going to wait the next takedown and win this match unless we're hitting a ride out. Oh, Edson drops a nice single right away.
He wants to end it now.
Smith just squared his hips up right away, got on top. Start ripping on that, go potentially dangerous call. Then when they need to go the direction it doesn't want to go, that never works out well.
All right, we're inside 15 seconds to go. It's a 4-4 score late in the third period.
Echeverry again. And can he drive through his hits? Can he get through the hips? Nothing yet. 5 seconds. Echeverry's been in that position a lot during this match, but unable to finish, except for that one takedown.
All right, so Dan, here we go.
1 minute on the clock. First takedown wins it.
There we go. That's your first criteria in your first overtime.
First overtime. Takedown wins it. First overtime match of the night.
Now, you've also seen sometimes, Dan, in this situation, neither wrestler wants to make a mistake and take it to the next level, right?
Yeah, I mean, and that's where that first point comes into play. You're confident you scored that first point, or you're confident that you can ride this kid out. You're not going to put yourself in a bad spot taking a bad shot. You'll go into the ride out if you're good on top, where you know that you can get out right away, and then you score first point.
Inside 30 seconds to go. It's still 4-4.
Smith's got the wizard in. Edison's still trying to work that single. If he lifts that up off the mat, could have Smith in some trouble now. He does. He's got to get it moving. He's got to work up. There it is. Got it off the mat, put it in motion, worked up. Edison Echeverry's your champion at 120. 6-4 overtime win. Talked to Edison a little bit before the match too. He liked to thank his coaches, the parents, his grandparents, all his siblings for all the help that they've given him throughout the years.
All right, we're heading over to the podium for 113 presentation. In fourth place, Sean Foley from Barnegat. Third place, Seth Henry from Highland. Second place from Woodstown, Jack Prendergast. And your Region 8 113-pound champion from Gateway High School, Antonio Menino.
Now we're at 126. I've been looking forward to this final here too, especially watching Timber Creek wrestle in the semis, scoring a late takedown with 3 seconds left to move into the finals.
Yeah, this is our first final that we don't have a 1 or 2 seed in it. This is our 3 and 4 seed. And
Krause has really impressed me. St. Augustine being in our district at Williamstown in that district there. Krause impressed me all throughout that district.
Connor Krause, the number 3 seed, 31-5 on the year. And Dominic Arguello, the number 4 seed, 27-4. And as you said, Dan, he got the takedown with less than 5 seconds to go over the number 1 seed, Justin Carvis from Highland. Arguello, 85-20, the senior on his career. First in the districts in 2016, second this year. Connor Krause, first in districts in 2017, second last year, and fourth in the region. Comes in at 60-13 for his career as only a sophomore.
Good hand fight to start the match between both these guys. These guys come ready to go today. Minute left in the first period. No one's been really offensive as of yet.
You know, a lot of people who were talking about this weight class said it was a wide open bracket. Wouldn't surprise them if none of the top seeds made it, and we didn't. You're looking at the 3 and 4 seed that made it all the way to the finals. And actually our number 1 seed, Justin Carvis, came in 4th. He lost to Alex Brzezinski from Lower Cape May in the consolations.
Great low-level shot by Krause. He's in deep. Arguello's fighting it off. Little funk roll. Knew where exactly he was on the mat. Got it out of bounds. Still up on our feet, 0-0 tie, 30 seconds left.
One of 2 St. Augustine wrestlers in the finals. Timber Creek, this is one of their 2 as well.
short time left in the first period. Both wrestlers probably not going to put themselves in a bad spot. It's hard to score with less than 10 seconds to go. A lot of motion, a lot of hand fight so far. There's Dominic though with a quick shot from the outside. Oh, trying to, nothing there. I'll tell you what, nice double leg from the outside. Might have caught Kraus sleeping a little bit, trying to shut down at the end of the period. Almost had a trip. Quick two near the line. Timber Creek wins the toss. They'll go down right away.
We still have 3 more weight classes to go after this one. Outstanding wrestler. Thoughts, Dan, early yet for the region?
Well, yeah, you got 2 different ways of looking at outstanding wrestlers. You always look at that. You look at it as, do you pick a kid who's dominated his way through the tournament, or do you pick a kid who's been in a great match in the finals? So there's 2 different ways, as a coach, you can look at it. Kid that stands out that dominated his way through the tournament is a Bill Janser at 170 or a Chad Watt at 195.
And we haven't seen Andrew Solomon yet. He's coming up at 145.
So that's why I think we're talking a little bit prematurely here about it at Most Valuable, because Solomon's had a great tournament. So Odell's out. He's up with the 1-0 lead right now. Again, but this wrestler is physical inside, hand fight, working for a position. Dump try, but he left his arm out. Hip drop, arm was out. O'Gell laced it. He's going to get 2 and back.
52 seconds to go.
At the minimum, we're looking at a 5-point move, but he smells blood. He's going to try to go get it. He's got to walk that arm out that he's got hooked. Good pressure, walk that arm out, arch up, walk, arch. Kraus is fighting, there it is. Oh, it's got tighter.
They see referee
Head up, arch up. Pete
He's
Brandt's
right there.
down, he's looking. He's got to arch up a little bit to still space. That
25
shoulder
to
pressure's
go.
not down. Kraus is doing a great job fighting this off. There you go, Kraus works out of it, but not before he gives up a 5-point move. Finds himself in a 6-0 hold.
I'll tell you what though, Dan, you got to give Kraus all the credit in the world. Okay, I'll give up 5 points, but I didn't get pinned, and he really worked.
And listen, you can't give it up there. You can't stop it because anything can happen in matches. Just like he gave up that 5-point move, he can come back and hit a 5-pointer in the 3rd period.
How hard is that to stay off your back?
I tell you, when you get locked up, it's tough. It's difficult. You got to fight. You got to dig down. You got to find something deep inside you to sometimes get yourself off the mat. Nice crotch lift by Dominic on the stand from Kraus. O'Gell is starting to look like he's from Timber Creek, starting to look like he's feeling it a little bit right now. Kraus goes down and starts 3rd period.
Don't forget, he's a senior too, so he's been through the ringer a few times. District 31 champ. Yeah, we're saying it was an upset because he beat Justin Carlisle, but he was a champ in his own right. Just the way the seedings fell, he dropped to number 4.
And sometimes that could be over a criteria, a 3-way between other wrestlers, something gets thrown out. There's a lot of different things that come into play. You might have beat a kid that had criteria that could jump them. But I think the way these seedings are going in the regions and the districts right now, it's a lot better than the way it used to be. I mean, I think they're doing a good job at it. And again, seeding puts guys in brackets. You definitely want to try to keep, your better kids away from it until late in brackets, but your seedings put your guys there, and then they got to wrestle it out.
1:33 to go here in this 3rd period. O'Gello up with a 6-1 lead right now.
Kraus is definitely turning up. He's got to keep the pressure, keep the pace, keep attacking. It's kind of the same position as in last time, though, when he tried a short thump. Definitely not going to try it this time. Maybe a little slide by, a little sucker there. Try to drag through. You see Dominic O'Gello. He's hanging on, got a good hook hanging. He knows he's up 5. Don't put himself in a bad spot. There you go, near the line. Here we go. The clock's his best friend right now.
And for Krause, it's your enemy. You're 109. You've got to start making moves quick. Now you're down by 5.
Yeah, he's going to need to hit something big. And see, I love that by Ogell.
Yep.
Your best defense is a good offense. Krause is going to have to hit a 5-pointer to get him back in this match. 58 seconds left.
Every time Krause goes to take that shot, though, or go quick to kick them legs out.
Hey, great sprawl. Digs right in with the hook. Comes over top. Keeps his hits back. And not for nothing, but he finds the line, Jeff.
Yeah.
42 seconds left. Krause still staying offensive. Still not getting through Ogell's hands, though. Ogell in kind of same spot. Hip stay out, head tight. Keeping the hook in there. Doesn't want to let. As soon as he feels Krause trying to turn a corner, drives through.
27 seconds to go.
Late stall call, but it's not going to come play in this match. 10 seconds.
.7 seconds to go. The Timber Creek crowd knows they're looking at a region champ here in Dominic Augello. And there it is, your 126 region champion, Dominic Augello from Timber Creek High School.
Congratulations to Dominic, senior, 4 seed coming into this. Always nice to see seniors trying to go out winning that title, that elusive Region 8 title that they were after.
We're going to head over to the podium for our presentation at 1:20. Egg Harbor Township, Terrell Coleman is your 4th place finisher. George Coleman from St. Augustine is in 3rd. Tremont Smith from Williamstown, your 2nd place finisher. And from Delsea High School at 120, Region 8 champion, Edison Echeverria. All right, Dan, coming up at 1:32, someone you've been looking forward to seeing. Kingsway's Quinn Kinner, the number 1 seed, 37-2. Going against Southern's Matt Barnett, who is 24-7.
Tell you, in my 21 years of wrestling in South Jersey and coaching and then wrestling, he's probably one of the most polished juniors I've ever seen on a mat. You know, what I watched him this weekend. And his opponent now, we got the Southern kid. We got a new team to the region here. So he's got a kid from Southern. Southern's always had a great program.
Now this is a rematch of the District 29 final in which Kinner won by technical decision 18-3. Now you talk about Kinner being a polished wrestler. Well, you know, he was region champion in 2015 at 103, region champion at 126 last year, and now he's in the finals again this year. Not too shabby.
Yeah, he's building a nice little resume for himself.
Oh, by the way, he's only a junior. 128.6, Dan, for his career. 3rd last year in the States as well.
Great transition, one thing to the next. Tell you what, they caught himself a little bit there. Southern wrestlers got a takedown.
Like you said, how many times tonight? Wrestling, at any given moment, you make one wrong move, right?
Score points.
I mean, Kinner was the aggressor there for the first minute of the match, and next thing you know, he's down 2-0.
Yeah, he was transitioning quickly. Southern wrestler caught him with his hips down a little bit. Took advantage of it.
Quinn, the number 2 wrestler in the state, behind only Gianni Young from Brook Memorial. You know, we talked about Dante
There's
Nino
Quinn working
earlier.
for the reversal. We're not at that 2. 30 seconds left in the first period.
We talked about Menino staying at weight 106 the past couple years, but now look at Quinn here. he's moved up in weight classes and has won as he's moved up, 103 to 126, and now this year 132.
Yeah, by looking at him, though, I don't think he can make 106 again, do you?
No.
Yeah, sometimes you get those wrestlers where they'll have a tendency to stay in their weight class, and sometimes you like, I had a kid, Nicky Rodriguez, who was actually in the Region 8 finals as a senior. Started out as weight class 145. Time he was done wrestling, he was up to 170 and then 182 at times. And in college, he wrestled 220.
Say, you look at Quinn there from Kingsway. He is tall. Is that good or bad when you're a tall, lanky wrestler at the lighter weights?
Hey, they always say leverage is good. So, I mean, but you got to be able to know how to use it, too. He may be tall, but you got to look out, too. Quinn's put together, you know. He's not too lanky.
Yeah, blood time right now.
Blood time right now. Quinn was out quickly, 3-2.
Kenner only a junior. And again, you know, we're going to see his brother in a second, Trace, who's a senior. So, you know, it's got to help when you got someone to wrestle with all the time.
I'm sure they've been thrown out of the house more than one occasion. Get out in the backyard and settle it out there, guys.
All right, blood time is over.
There goes Quinn back on the line, some wrestler. Quinn up 3-2. Quinn staying aggressive. Nice little high C right there. Good switch off. Knew exactly where he was on the mat. Didn't run it. Sucked the hips in. Quick lift and scored his 2.
You know, what I like there, Dan, he made that move, got him on his back, had enough presence of mind, adjusted his chin strap while he still had him with one arm, and kept on wrestling.
Got to keep that chin strap where it needs to be, Joe.
Yeah, but you're wrestling.
What was impressive about that, at high C, usually when you run high C's to finish, he saw where he was exactly when he hit it. So sucked it back in, lift it, and there he goes running the pipe on the outside single. And we got more blood time, it looks like, yes. Another takedown for Quinn.
He's up 7-3, and as I said, this is a rematch of the District 29 final, in which Quinn Kenner won 18-3.
Trainer from Delsea Regional High School, Kevin Bryles, out here working the tournament. Kevin does a great job with all the athletes over there at Delsea.
All right, escaped that time by Barnett. Kenner pretty much let him up, tried to hold him down, but couldn't.
There's that little short left-handed high crotch. Switched off to his double, then went to the outside single on this side. Now he's running out of mat space. I'm gonna try to pull it in. And then dive the legs, try to get 2. And there's the takedown. Nice work by Quinn. I have a feeling we may see another escape here, Joe.
Yep. But again, there you see Matt presence. He had him. He knew what he wanted to do, pulled him back just enough to get him a takedown.
Looks like Quinn's going to work on his feet again. Front head defense by Southern wrestler Barnett. Quinn try to hit it outside. Quinn's in deep on the hook. He's going to re-change out again, change again. There you go, nice little duck under. 20 seconds left. Quinn's going to stay on top and try to get a turn here.
Tell you what, Dan, other than that early takedown by Barnett in the first period, Kenner's been in control. Pretty much seems like whatever he wants to do, he's doing. All right, we have blood time on the mat. What we're going to do, this is a good time to step aside. You're watching Region 8 Wrestling on the Gloucester County Network. Be back with more right after this. All right, we are back here at Region 8 Wrestling at Egg Harbor Township High School.
I look at that Quinn go right into the crab ride trying to get a quick count. He's got a 1 count. 1. He didn't get a successive 2, so no back will be awarded. For the third period, Kinner's up 11-5 in command of the match.
For back points now, Dan, to get 2 back points, how's that work? And then you get 3.
You got to break the plane, but you got to have 2 consecutive count. Where you see Quinn had a count, kick came back, count, kick came back, so that you can get the 2 consecutive count to get 2. And then once you get the 5 count, you're awarded 3 back.
We are here in the third period. It's 11-6 now. Big match coming up next at 138. It's going to be Travis Layton, undefeated wrestler from Woodstown, going against Quinn's older brother, Trace Kinner.
Near side. Takedown by Quinn. Throws boot in.
Yeah, we've had a couple blood time stoppages, and you see there in that one shot, Barnett had the one nostril with the gauze in it. That can't be easy to wrestle when you're...
Nice little duck there. Now, what isn't easy too, when you got to go 1 nostril, then you got a double nostril, and then you got to tape it around your head sometimes because it keeps falling out. Again, nice little level change by Quinn, but that's a nice little hip over there on that one. 15-8 score. Got a minute to go. There you go, nice a lateral drop, but Southern wrestler came right out of it. Nothing awarded as of yet. There's 2 takedown for Quinn.
He's up 17-8 at this point.
And you can see Quinn, everything, like he's laced all over him. You see when on his feet, he's got his hands on his opponent, digging in, changing levels, always attacking. Very impressive.
Yeah, he's up by a score of 17-8, and he's still attacking, like you're saying. He's just going after him until that final horn. So Quinn Kinner's going to get his 3rd Region 8 championship. He's going to add the one from 103 to 126, and now at 132.
And we know he's not done. I know Quinn's on a mission this year, so we wish him luck as he goes down to Atlantic City. Try to get at the top of that podium down there.
And then you just mentioned that, Dan. You see some guys, they come off the mat, they're so excited. He came off like, yep, next up, next weekend.
Quinn's been there. He knows what his ultimate goal is this year.
All right, over to the podium for our 126 presentation from Highland High School. Justin Carvis, your 4th place finisher. From Lower Cape May, Alex Brzezinski in 3rd. Connor Kraus, your 2nd place finisher. And your Region 8 champion at 126 from Timber Creek, Dominic Algello.
You look on the mat here, you got another Kinner from Kingsway. Trace coming out against Layton from Woodstown.
And we have another rematch.
This is a rematch, a 5-3 match, I believe.
Yep. District 29 final.
Final where Layton won 5-3 over Trace.
Layton, as I said, comes in then at 37-0 from Woodstown, the senior. Trace comes in at 36-5. He also a senior. Layton 139-21, Dan, in his career. Trace Kinner 138-19. Both very decorated wrestlers.
There you go, Travis in quick on a low single there. Came off the head, banged the head, changed his level. Scored 2, he's up 2-0 on Trace. First takedown's big in big matches. First takedown get you a little more confidence out there. You're up 2 already.
Now
Set
last
the tone
year,
now.
Layton lost in the region final at 126 to Quinn Kinner. So now he's going after his brother Trace to try and avenge that. And he was 6th in the state. And of course, Trace, we mentioned earlier, he had that tough loss in Region 8 last year on the injury default to Edison Echeverria, which came in second.
Yep, it's great to see him back on the max. I know he was out for almost the whole summer, from my understanding, a lot of the fall.
Now, Kinner was also, he was the region champ in 2015 at weight 113.
Trace out quickly with the escape. Got a minute left in the first period. 2-1 Layton up. Trace is pounding ahead, working inside, trying to open up something. Looks like he was trying to set up a little shrug or slide-by series there. Trace is controlling the elbow. Out of bounds, 35 seconds first period. I was able to catch up with Layton after the semifinal match, kind of talking to him a little bit. What he enjoyed doing, like training and working out when he's not wrestling. Talking about his favorite meal though. So he likes a big, nice, juicy steak. Of course, he probably won't be eating any of them until after Atlantic City next Friday.
Yeah, and a lot of these guys, you know, and you know from wrestling all your years, do they just wrestle just now during the season, or at this level, these guys, they wrestle with club teams?
These guys are wrestling year round. I mean, they'll take little bits off here and there, but their training doesn't stop. You know, sometimes when the body gets beat up, you know, got to know when to step aside from the mat, but the training don't stop.
All right, 2-1 after the first period.
Travis also will be attending West Point in the fall.
How about that?
Yeah, it's impressive. He's not only impressive, he's an impressive student athlete that very well in the classroom. I was talking about the match, final match coming up too, and him and Trace actually are friends too outside of here.
I was going to say, they looked, when they got done at the end of the first period, they looked at each other.
Yeah, he said, you know, he actually said good luck to my great competitor Trace before one of the last things when we were talking about. So
both these programs, this is Kingsway. Pinner, that's his third wrestler in the finals for Woodstown. Layton is his third wrestler in the final. Both teams have one win, one second place finish, so someone here is going to get the upper hand. Either Kingsway comes away with 2 champions or Woodstown.
yeah, but there's no scoring in Region 8.
Official scoring. You guys score.
No, we don't score. We only score with the kids. It's all individual at this point. All individual. It's all I ever stressed. Hey, these kids give everything to team for a long part of the year. This time of the year, it's for these kids. It's individual. Travis went down to start second period. He's out quick. Up 3-1.
You know, you mentioned these 2 guys are friends. They probably also wrestle for the same club teams, which a lot of guys do. You know, different teams in South Jersey, they wrestle against each other.
Yeah, these guys probably wrestle with each other in a room, you know, 3 out of the 5 nights a week when they go to club. Which does make it hard, because then you know people, get to know tendencies. It makes it hard to score on.
You know, it was one of the things we talked about last week, Dan, and you know from years at Clayton. When you're wrestling and coaching up kids, do you pretty much let them go what they feel comfortable with, or do certain teams have certain moves that they like to teach their kids and it's like the core move? Like we know Gateway, they try the couple same similar moves throughout the weight classes.
You'll see that where, you know, some teams will have their trademark moves, you know, where their coaches hit it a lot in room, hit it a lot in room, you know, and it works well for those programs, but it doesn't always work well for every kid. So sometimes you got to individualize things. And I always tell kids, we try to throw a lot at them. You know, you throw as many tools as they can fit in their toolbox, and then whatever sticks, get after it and you utilize it. Because what works well for one is not going to work well for another. But you will see teams with trademarks. You know, you got the Haddon Township with the CrossFit Cradle Series. You know, they get after, that's what they're known for through the years. But again, you want to give these kids as much as you can, and then they'll develop a style. So there's Trace, nice little high C. His head's stuffed though on the inside. He's got to get it moving, try to get off the mat. Travis got a nice whizzer in, hits out. Good defense there.
45 seconds to go here in the second period. Still 3-1 score. And the gauze fell out, so we have another stoppage. I'll tell you one thing we haven't seen much of tonight, Dan. We haven't seen many coaches yelling at their guys to stick with your game plan. I saw a lot of that last week at District 30. A couple times, a couple of the kids were going away from what they've done all year long. And the coach, I remember one time, one of the Gateway coaches, Jim Rudder, was yelling at his guy, "What are you doing? That's not how you wrestle." Do you see that? Sometimes kids get a little nervous. And
you'll see it, kids get tight, you know, especially first time in the Region 8 tournament under the bright lights, 3 mats, bleachers pulled all out. You know, you're wrestling in front of probably one of the largest crowds you ever wrestled in your first time out here. You know, that happens. It does. And you'll start tightening up, not being offensive like you are, you know, not hitting your stuff. And you just got to, you know, try to get into the kids. Listen, it's just another match, which is easy for us to say when we're sitting in the chair over there. It's a lot easier to say it from there, but you know, you got to try to convince him into just open it up, wrestle in his style, and try to dictate what he wants to be done out there. 3-1, 20 seconds left. Trace was in deep on that high crotch, and that's probably one of the best offensive hits he's seen, and not be able to score, and it may have frustrated him a little bit.
Well, it's a tough matchup. You got Leighton, no slouch out there. He won his semifinal matchup against Bonner from St. Augustine 10-1. He's 37-0 coming in.
Trace will go down, try to steal the point, make it a 3-2 match, and maybe an exciting finish to this one.
We have one more match to go coming up, our 145 matchup.
There's that. And getting out quick's important. Now he's got 1 minute and 55 to work and try to secure that takedown. He goes right to work. Oh, great high C. Drops to a low single off of it. He's got to get it off the mat or get it moving. Leighton's got a good whizzer in. Trace is trying to work it up. He's trying to work it up off the mat. Leighton won't let him come. Keeps everything pinned. Might get a stalemate here. There you go.
Now, stalemate there. Who does that help in that situation? Leighton?
Well, definitely Leighton, because he was in the defensive position there. But where he had, you know, Kinner had his head posted on the mat, Kinner wasn't better in his position. He couldn't move. So at that point in time, no one's really moving. But, you know, if Kinner gets that off the mat, you can be able to move that quickly. But I'll tell you what, Leighton threw that whizzer in right away, hit in, posted the head. So, and then it looks like we got a little more blood time.
I tell you what, though, too, you could see that Kinner went right after him. Once he got that 1 point, he was making the aggressive moves right there.
He knows you can't wait, especially a kid of the caliber wrestler like Travis Leighton. You can't sit back and wait and try to think you're going to score with 20 seconds left. You got to open up right away. Got the right game plan going right now. He's got to open up, try to get the takedown here.
Well, and unfortunately, Dan, something we talked about earlier with the gauze. Well, now they brought the gauze and they wrapped it around.
It's almost like I jinxed them.
Hey, he's going right after it, Kinner is. 1:30 to go here in this third period.
We got a stall call late, and that could be big because that's early in this third period. That stall call with 1:15 left. And Kinner keeps moving, good level changes, keeps attacking. Now Kinner's slowing down a little bit. So he had the stall call. He had him on his heels, and then he's starting to slow down a little bit. Now he's picking up the pace again. 50 left. Now Leighton would be good here. Quick stalemate call. And that benefits Kinner because he doesn't want anything where any time's going to go off that clock where no one's better in their position.
48 seconds to go.
Oh, there goes Leighton. There's 2, that's going to seal it. 40 seconds to go. 5-2 match. Leighton's got a deep half in and a wrist.
Well, I think part of that's just Kennard being so aggressive, trying to make it work.
He's aggressive, and that's what you have to do. He had the right game plan. He had to keep getting after it. You know, Leighton took advantage of him losing his hips a little bit, losing position, scored a takedown. But Kennard did what he had to do.
Under 10 seconds to go. Leighton is up 5-2. He will be your Region 8 champion at weight 138. Travis Leighton from Woodstown stays undefeated.
Another great match by these two wrestlers here. Hey, these guys may not have seen the end of each other yet. Hopefully they stay away from each other in the state tournament and they can wrestle some other kids. You can see Travis going right over to Trace. You can tell these guys are friends outside of here. Great effort on both parts. Congratulations to Travis Leighton on the region title.
The second wrestler ever in Woodstown's history to win a region championship. Of course, you saw the earlier one, Chad Watt, who was their first ever Region 8 champion. All right, to the podium at 132 from Gateway. Your fourth place finisher, Sparks. Schwab from St. Augustine is your third place finisher. Matt Barnett from Southern, second place, and your Region 8 132-pound champion, Quinn Kenner.
Well, looks like we're down to our last match, Joe.
All right, Dan, our 145, and this is what I've been looking forward to. Gateway's Andrew Solomon, the number 4 seed, 36-2, going against Buna's Tim Suter, who is 18-2, who picked up his 100th win in his semifinal win over Fisher from Washington Township.
Congratulations to Tim. That's a great honor, great achievement for him. This is going to be I'm anticipating a good match with a lot of fireworks here.
Again, Solomon is a 4th seed, but he was district champ this year over at District 30. Second place in 2016, 121-19 for his career. The senior setter from Buhner, 130. First place last year in 2016. Third in Region 8 last year.
There's Solomon, there he goes digging in. He's known that he likes some upper body stuff. Not afraid to get in throws with kids. He kept trying to dig in hooks. But Suter fought it off and caught a little headlock at the line. I think we had some more mat space. Suter could have secured a takedown there.
Buhner coaches thought he did, but the official said otherwise.
Yeah, it's a good call by Tommy Reynolds. Definitely ran out of mat space there. Tell you what, this officiate crew's done a great job all week here. I mean, you haven't seen one coach at that table tonight during this region final.
No, and when the crowd is under control and not going nuts, you know that they're doing their job. And if we don't have to talk about the officials, they're doing their job and letting the wrestlers wrestle.
Well, I would never talk about official, Joe. These guys
well, not when you're on this side of the table.
Here. But the wrestlers trying to gain a little advantage, trying to get a little angle here. Suter's got the Russian in. Head position's on the opposite side though. Solomon's digging out, trying to free his hand. 30 seconds to go. Now Solomon wrestled at Cedar Creek last year. He's transferred to Gateway this year as a senior. I was able to catch up with Solomon. Nice kid to talk to. I'll tell you what, he's a very humble person to talk to. That's why I asked him, what do you want people to know about you, outside of wrestling? He goes, well, I am a humble person. And I will tell you, after talking for about 10 minutes, the kid is very humble. Thanks his family, gave a lot of credit to his brothers for all the hard work that they had with him and his coaching staff.
Yeah, I was saying about how impressed I was with Solomon, Dan, last week over District 30. Well, this year,
there you go, nice little
2 pins. He pinned his opponent in the quarterfinals, and he pinned O'Connell.
Up there, tried to get outside single, ran out of time. So far, Solomon showed off his speed and strength. But Suter got the toss there, so he went down, tried to score first. Solomon's digging that waist in. Trying to go crotch lift there, trying to step and work under. Suter bellies out, works up, and pops right up. Good work by Timmy Suter underneath. Solomon's got to watch his hips there. He does have a boot in, trying to secure some back. I'll tell you what, Timmy can slide that left hand. That's what he's trying to do. He's shaking. If he can get that left hand through, get it around Solomon's waist, Solomon could be in trouble here. Arm's coming out. That left arm, if that comes around that hip, Suter could get the reversal here. Splitting the legs, coming through. There's the reversal. Solomon belly's out, no back. That's important. You don't want to give up any big back points in big matches. 2-0. Now Solomon's got to earn an escape here for the end of this period to keep himself in the match, keep this close. Suter wants to finish on top. 40 seconds left. Suter digging in the Penn State ride. He's got the arm on the back. Go back to the Western, good down pressure. Go to his bar series.
Under 20 seconds to go here. 2-0 still the score in the second period in our final match. Just to let everyone know, we will have
potential danger to be called there once they come up to the feet and their hands on the legs are in.
We'll stay right here for our presentation at 1:32 and 1:45. Then we'll take a break and grab a couple kids for interviews at the end of the match. Sutter up with 13.6 to go.
So Suter can finish this ride out here. He's going to put himself on a good spot for third period. Solomon really needs to try to score. Suter's going right to the legs. And he finished, he's up 2-0.
The strength there of Solomon to try and stand while Suter's wrapped all around him.
Yeah, it looks like he's been in the weight room a little bit.
Yeah.
He did have a 1,000-pound shirt on, I think, the other night I saw, where he benched like 250 pounds, squatted so much. I don't know, there's a lot more weight than I think I ever did my whole life. So here we're at third period. So Solomon needs to get out quickly here so he can work on his feet to score a takedown. I'll tell you what, Suter's got one boot in. He's trying to get it count. He may. He's got to extend that arm a little bit more. Nope, not there. Good work by Solomon underneath, fighting it off. But Suter's still got the boot in, going to work.
Solomon's got 1:30 to try and make something happen here, Dan. Gateway so far 2 for 2 in the finals. Solomon trying to become the third one.
Looks like we got blood time there.
Blood time there, you think it looks like he's got maybe possibly an injury.
Yeah, I think it is injury time. I don't see any blood out there, and they're bringing the clock right out, so they don't bring the blood clock out.
Could have been that move that he had on him, really extended that right leg.
Yeah, guys get boots in, and they extend a little bit, and they're arching into you. It hurts a little bit. Yeah, definitely. You can see where he got extended a little bit. He's trying to stretch it out.
Oh, he's got 1:27 seconds here. Number one, he's got to try and get up and get that 1 point back.
Or look for a reversal and then look to ride and try to get it in OT. But he definitely has to start creating and get moving here. I'm impressed with Suter with his ability to ride on top. Right now, he's locked in on a single. Solomon's got to go. He's going to try to go 3/4 there, stuff the head. As he circles away from him, try to get his one. He's got his one there. Oh, and then he's locked on the near side right. He's going to try to power through this.
Under a minute to go in the third period. Solomon just took a peek at the clock.
He's got a cradle lock up. No control as of yet.
They gave it to him.
He just gave him 2. Reynolds just gave him 2 with the cradle. Now Suter's got to work to get out. Down 1. Solomon's got to keep that cradle, get that head buried. Bury that head in the side. Solomon can get that head buried inside with that cradle. He can not only look to turn, but look to really ride this out, but he's in trouble.
30 seconds to go.
There you go, he readjusts. He's got a tight stalemate to call. Good call by Mr. Tom Rowley. See, no one's better in their position there. They're there about 35 seconds. Another great finish to a great final.
Nice way to finish out the night here. Sutter trying to at least get up to get that one back. He goes quickly to his feet.
There goes in. Try a quick switch, Sutter. So they're trying to power switch it now.
15
Solomon
seconds.
stepping over. No back count there yet, no. Keep stepping, all Solomon's got to do is try to keep stepping.
5 seconds to go.
So he's got to try to scoot his hips out. Looks like he's going to run out of time.
And that's it. Andrew Solomon, your third Gateway Region 8 champion tonight at 145, a 3-2 win.
Congratulations to Andrew. Got another great final tonight. And again, good luck to all these wrestlers down in Atlantic City.
All right, we're going to head over to the podium at 1:38. Our presentation from St. Augustine in 4th place is Brett Bonner. From Holy Spirit, Alec Harper, your 3rd place finisher. 2nd place, Kingsway, is Trace Kenner. And your Region 8 138 champion from Woodstown High School, undefeated, Travis Lawton.
Another very entertaining Region 8 final tonight. I mean, it did lack some West Everett with the Paulsboro and some rivalries and all, but I'll tell you what, some great wrestling out there.
Yep.
These kids came to wrestle this week, did a great job this weekend.
You know, and sometimes you wonder, well, you know, I'm in the finals, I'm going to states, but you know, these guys want to be
you want a Region 8 title.
Yeah.
That Region 8, you want that Region 8 title. Hey, nice job to Egg Harbor too for putting on another great Region 8 tournament. Mike Pellegrino, AD here, you know, makes for a long weekend when you got to put something like this together.
All right, now we're doing 145, 4th place from Southern, Nicholas O'Connor. Your number 1 seed who ended up being 4th place. From Washington Township, Evan Fischler. You're a 3rd place finisher. From Una, Tim Sutter, your 2nd place finisher, and finally your champion at 145 from Gateway High School, Andrew Solomon. We're going to step aside for a quick break. We're going to try and grab a couple kids and possibly a coach to wrap things up here at Egg Harbor Township High School and Region 8 Championship. Back with more right after this. Welcome back to Region 8 Wrestling. Joe Visalli along with Dan Antonelli. We have a couple guys to talk to tonight. I'm talking to Billy Jasner. Billy, the most outstanding wrestler in Region 8. Not too shabby. Region champ last year, Region champ this year. How's it feel? 2-time champ.
It feels great, you know. My goal coming into this tournament was to dominate and get another title under my belt, and that's what I did, so really excited.
Yeah, I want to say you did dominate. You pinned the kid in the semifinals, and let's see, you only gave us 53 seconds to talk about you in the finals. You went right after him.
Yeah, I really wanted to get it going right off the whistle. You just push the pace is what I really try to do every match, and I was able to get it done quick in the finals.
You sure did. Good luck this year in the States. Next weekend down Atlantic City. All right, let me throw it over to my partner, Dan Antonelli. He's got Clayton Wrestler with him.
I'm here with Nasir Moore. Nasir Moore, our heavyweight, just became the 2nd Region 8 champ from Clayton High School. I asked a few questions about Nasir. Nasir, what did you feel like coming into this tournament? What was your game plan?
My game plan was to come in and work hard and win it, and go back and to get my revenge and beat the kids that beat me all season.
Yeah, so it was interesting in the semifinals. You had a matchup with a kid from Egg Harbor Township. Tell me how that kind of planned out for you.
It planned out good. I went and did the game plan that we went for, and the game plan worked. And I got revenge on him because he got me in the beginning of the year, and I came back and got him. I told him I was going to meet him here, and I met him here and beat him.
All right, again, only the 2nd Region 8 champ for Clayton High School. I wish you luck down in the state tournament next week, and I'm not going to buy you any more steaks unless you keep winning. Deal?
Deal.
All right, my man. Good luck.
Well, Dan, that wraps up another successful Region 8 champion. One of the guys you wanted to talk about was Billy Jasner. most outstanding wrestler, and I think he proved it tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Billy proved it on the mat. Again, if you look at him, he's, I think, on a different level. So a lot of these kids he's wrestling. Billy's got a high goal in mind, as does Quinn. I think, these are two kids that I really wouldn't be surprised next Sunday we don't see them at the top of the podium, representing Gloucester County. That would be awesome.
And that's what you talked about. Hopefully coming out of Region 8, we could see 1, 2, who knows how many state champions, which would be great.
Yeah, we got a lot of kids here I think we can place in the state tournament. I wish all of them luck down there, and it's time to go out and get after it.
All right, for Dan Antonelli, I'm Joe Visalli. We hope you've enjoyed the wrestling down here at Egg Harbor Township High School, and have a great night.